ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Better than ever because we're always
Repping La Gente as always, bro.
La Gente, shout out to my boy Dennis. Dennis, man, I love you, dog. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, man, week in, week out, we're trying to bring you nothing but the crazy, amazing, hard-working guest that we, you know what I mean? And oh man, this week is no different, ladies and gentlemen. When I tell you, this woman is amazing. I don't even know her, and I'm fucking proud of her, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro.
She's killing.
She's putting on for all of us,
game.
bro.
Oh
she's
man,
putting on for all of us.
She's first generation fucking kid, bro. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, she's killing the game. She is a PhD student at UCSD, University of California, San Diego, ladies and gentlemen. She is a co-host of the Triplicates podcast, ladies and gentlemen, and she's everything science.
Also a host for STEMbassy, bro.
That's also true.
Science, Raven the Science Maven.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I got the utmost honor of introducing my homegirl, Amanda.
Let's go.
How are you? How's everything?
Hi, I'm good. How you doing?
Good. Yo, I hope that intro did you justice. I tried.
No, you did great. You did great. I loved it. I loved every second of it.
Thank you.
He prides himself on giving out great.
I work hard for those.
No, they're hype. They're hype AF. Don't worry about it.
Hell yeah. So, it's great to have you on, a fellow person of science. I myself, I graduated. I just finished my undergrad in chemical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, a baddie.
Yeah. And I'm doing my master's right now as chemical. So I'm also a graduate student.
Okay.
So that's why we're, I'm excited because I personally, I'm a man of science. I've always loved science. It's been my thing since I was a little kid. And I know you feel the same. So it's an honor to have you on so we can talk about the stuff that I truly care about.
That's lovely. I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Of course.
So what was it about science that drew you in? Because this is your love and passion. This is everything that you stand for.
Yeah, I mean, this is the rest of my life. Okay, so I think I've always loved science, and it was really when you're young and thinking about like, oh, this part of your body communicates with this part of your body, and then this part of your body, and they all work together all the time, and like usually nothing goes wrong, and like there's a bajillion people in the world, and there's been people living forever and ever and ever, and you're like, how did that happen? Like if it was like, like how did we evolve to go from like, whatever we were before to what we are now, and like how does our eyes get like light, and then our brain tells it, oh, it's this color, not this color, and how do we like make sense of anything? Like all of it's really cool, and like that's what really got me like really curious about. So like the kind of biology I don't do like, oh, how do bones work? Like I do like really like down nitty gritty in the cell, like cell biology, like molecules, like what proteins are doing and like how they're turning on and off, like that kind of stuff. And I don't know, I think it's really rewarding. A lot of people don't know anything about, there's like so many questions still, even though we know so much. So, being able to push into a field and be like, okay, well, no one but me knows this right now until I like publish this paper. Like that's pretty cool. Like just discovering things.
That's cool.
I think that's probably the coolest thing about science is the forefront of it is like being able to be like, yeah, you know that only because I told you that. That's gotta be a great feeling.
I'm telling you.
It's
so
really
like,
cool.
So like you're a bio major, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a question I have is, can like bio majors admit that they're wrong? Because my boy is a chemical engineer major, and he's never wrong in his life.
That's the engineers. That's the engineer in him. I'm sorry. That's the engineer in him.
He even got a shirt that says, "I'm an engineer. I'm never wrong."
No. It says, "I'm an engineer. I'm only explaining why I'm right." That's what it is. That's something like that.
No, I definitely. It's tough to say that you were wrong about something, but like I don't know. The more you grow, the more you're able to be like, yeah, that wasn't right.
No,
we grow every day. We grow every day.
Bro, I could admit that I'm wrong. I feel like it's more like I trust myself first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's like I come in it like, again, she was saying how, she was interested in how eyes work and all that. I've been interested in everything, legit. How everything works together to make everything happen. That shit is just crazy because we're here, we're alive, we're doing this, like we're literally having this conversation. That's just a phenomenon that's crazy right there. You know what I mean? So I pride myself in being able to like know like what's going on in the world and what's going on like behind the scenes to make everything happen. And I'm always trying to learn so that when somebody's like, yo, you're wrong about this, I'm like, bro, am I wrong? And I start going in through my head like, yo, what in here? I know I got this information in here. I can't be wrong. And I'm like, I mean, it's just tough. But I can admit that I'm wrong. That's not true.
I mean, at least I've known this dude for years. At least for me and him, if I'm right, he won't never say I'm right. He'll nah, bro, there's no
That's
way.
between y'all, though. That's between y'all.
It's whatever.
There's no way. I'll tell you, but yo,
Nah, I think it's just, you know, you gotta trust yourself, bro. That's what it is.
You do,
I trust
yeah.
myself for sure.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
so in the intro, I said that you're first gen, right? And
Yeah.
like, I feel like we're me and Jason are both first gen, and like, do you feel like as a first generation, like did you have like the world is on your shoulders? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you gotta do everything fucking right, and if you do something wrong, it like fucking punches you like 20 times harder?
Yeah, and like for me, so it's my mom is from Brazil, and then it's like me and my brother, like that's like our family. And my brother's older than me, and he like kind of didn't go to school. He like he drives he did like vocational training and like drives trucks, and like that's his thing. But like for some reason for me, even being like the younger daughter, like this might be the like Latina daughter of it all. It's like it was never a question of whether or not I was going to school. Like it was always like, yeah, Amanda's going to college. Amanda's going to go do this. And I'm like, okay, like I guess I'm going to college. Okay, I'm going to, and it was never of like, will she? It's like, where will she go, So like pushing to like figure out how I'm going to pay for everything was like wild. Cause like my mom don't know what a FAFSA is, like
Facts.
I like, and like even like applying, like I know so many people who are like, oh yeah, my parents read my essays. I'm like, no one read my essays. How did I even get in? Like, it was just like me like vibing on the keyboard, and then I turned it in. I was like, that's probably good enough, and yeah, so like a lot of it was like, the biggest struggle was trying to get myself in, and then once I got in, I think there's a lot more resources for first gen people like at like bigger universities, and I was at like a big state school, so like I was able to fight a little bit more once I got in, but like, man, it was a lot to be like, okay, how am I gonna figure out how to do this?
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. It's like it's more like you kind of live in the unknown all the time.
Yeah.
It's like for me, I honestly didn't even want to go to college. It was crazy. Like I graduated chemical engineering. Like being on the opposite side of this is kind of crazy. Like looking back, legit high school, I applied to schools. I wrote my essay the day it was due. I think it was like the late ones where they're like January 31st is like the last time you put in your application. I legit didn't care. My mom was like, bro, just do it. You're gonna regret it if you don't do it. I was like, whatever. I was gonna do it for my mom, and I just did it. You know what I mean? I like got it done, and when I get to school, it's more like, bro, you don't look like the people that are there. You're not in the room, and it's like, and I'm telling you, I wrote when I graduated, I wrote the caption, all right, and it just felt like crazy to me that when it was like one of my last days of high school, and he was a great teacher. My physics teacher was up at the front of the class, and he's telling us, oh, because we go to a place where our school was like really Hispanic, like legit, like really really Hispanic, like legit. I think in my whole class there was not one white person. It was an AP physics class, and it was straight Hispanics that are like putting on for science in our city, right? Like, right. So he's at the front. He's like, all of us are going to college, but he's telling us like, it's like 17% of Hispanics graduate college once they start. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, yo, like they're telling me I'm already gonna fail before I even start. And then I start school, and then they're like, not only that about Hispanics, but chemical engineering students, half of you are gonna drop out by the end of this thing. So it's like, that was one of the last days of high school, and then the first day of college, and I already had this like weight, like, yo, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it. And I was just like, damn, like I gotta make it. And it got to a point so bad, like I actually never told, Vic knows this because he's my boy, but like when I was my last semester, we're doing like our capstone, and I'm supposed to do like, we're designing a plant, right? And I'm like, yo, am I really up for this? Like, am I an engineer? Am I actually what I say I am? And and nobody can tell me, because like I know, like you said, a lot of students are like, oh, I didn't know how to do that homework, but my dad's an engineer. He just helped me out with it.
Yeah.
And I didn't have those resources. So it was like, whenever I had a problem, the only thing I knew was the only person that's going to solve that problem is myself. And that gave me so much stress that there was a point, there was like little like balls coming out of my skin. I'm not even lying.
He had like hives.
Like hives all over my arms, my legs. And I thought I had bed bugs. I swear to God, every day I would flip over my bed like, yo, where's that shit at? Like, bro, I can't find it. And then I went to the hospital. They're like, no, nothing's wrong with you, bro. We don't find anything from the results of the test. And I'm like, bro. And once I graduated, I never got another one.
Shit was gone. Yeah.
It was gone, bro. I was just like, yo, and it's really, I'm telling you, it's the pressure. For me, it was the pressure, like, yo, I gotta be the first one to do this. If I don't do this, then I'm a failure, not just for myself, but for my family, you know, my friends, and all the people that I'm representing as myself. So it's like, yo, you got the weight of of the world on your shoulders. That's really what it feels like.
Yeah, I got like my entire mom. No, yo, I feel that. I feel that. It's everything I do for my mom. You know what I mean? It's like I know my mom is like the one. Like I know I don't know. It just like it feels so much of everything. She don't even know what the fuck I do. Honestly, I call her like, oh yeah, I like got nominated for this fellowship, and she's like, oh cool, and I'm like, it was like such a huge deal. I was like crying when I got the email, and she's like, oh cool, okay. How was your day? And I'm like, okay, like whatever.
just but days over, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, whatever. She doesn't know what's going on, but like, I know she's just like so proud of me, and like she did so much, and she like sacrificed so much of like her time and like her dreams and everything for like me to be able to go to college, for me to be able to move across the country and like do whatever I want to do. And like, so like everything that I do is like, okay, my mom set my whole life up for me to be able to do this. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna kill the game, and we're gonna keep going, you know?
Facts, bro.
Bro. No, that's what I'm talking about.
Like, and your mom was a construction worker, right? Something like that.
Yeah, so my mom did construction like before the housing crash, and then she went and then no one was constructing after that one, and then she got her CNA license, and now she's like a nanny.
Yeah, wow. See, and that's what gets me is like she's working, and it's probably something that she's just getting it done just to put you in that position. Like that's what I feel like doesn't get highlighted enough for like students that aren't like us, you know, not first gen. That's something that they can't understand is the pride that your parents have for you, and then that's the pride that you gotta now, you know, portray yourself as all the time. Like all the kids in my classes, they all have parents that are already engineers. They're already like, you know, they graduated and they've been through it. They already know what they're doing. So it's like this is just something normal for them, and for us it's so abnormal. It's like something that is like, I'm telling you, how many times I've gotten this face. Oh, you're in school, right? Yeah. Oh, what are you studying? Oh, chemical engineering. What?
Hello.
It seems like something crazy. It's because just people don't see that often in the areas that we grow up in, and people that look like us. It's just crazy to me that you know, we're here. Like we're doing it though. We're doing it.
We out here.
Yeah,
That's a clip.
Yeah, but we're here and we're doing it though. We're really getting it.
Like I feel like I resonate with like the stuff you guys are saying, because like my mom is my everything too, you know. I didn't I did go to school, but I didn't go to school, and then
that's okay.
It's been a treacherous battle of chess. No, but I did work in corporate America, and you know, I do feel like where you guys are coming from, where like you're the only person in the room that looks like you, and you're looking around. Like, so the question I have is like, because you guys on Triplicates always talk about being your genuine self, no matter what, in terms of professionalism and all that. But is there like a median? I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like, I don't know. Is there a way where I could truly be myself, but also, you know, get the help and stuff that I need or whatever, I get the questions that I want answered, all that stuff? Or like, do you kind of have to play the game? Like, where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, we could be ourselves all the time, everywhere. But in some academic spaces, like, that's not the case. And there's even stuff where, like, I'm super, like, everything I own is pink. Everything I own is really cutesy. I have, like, heart-shaped glasses. Like, you know, like, that's just, like, who I am. But sometimes I'm worried that, like, people or, like, especially, like, older professors are, like, going to look at me and not take me seriously. And it's, like, I do good science. Like, all of my stuff is like legit. I like did all, you know, like I'm a great scientist. Like, just because I have heart-shaped glasses, like, doesn't mean shit about me, you know? So like I feel like some of that is like a little bit of okay, like there's a second of hesitancy when I like go into rooms like that, but at least like my lab and my advisor makes me feel super secure in myself, and like my entire bench is pink. I can send you all the picture. Everything is pink. And he's like, yeah, like whatever. If it was any other color, like no one would say shit to you. So like fuck it, like do what you want, you know?
Nice.
So I think like that's part of it, but also like just being like our school is like super super white, and they are definitely trying to do this whole like diversity thing, but I think a lot of it is still in the undergrad level. Like there's a lot more diverse student populations in the undergrad level, and then you come to grad school and it's like it's still mostly white people, and it's still mostly white people whose parents were professors. There's someone in my cohort that both of their parents worked at NASA, and I'm like, we're coming from a completely different knowledge base of like how anything here works, or like what the expectations are, or like I can't call my mom and be like, yo, like what should I do about this thing? My mom's gonna be like, I don't know, do your best, you know? Yeah, so it's just like I don't know, like putting yourself in that kind of situation, you kind of just like are like, okay, I'm gonna do what I can here, and you know, just try to like I don't want to tell anyone to like just keep your head down, because that's not at all how I operate. Like I if something's wrong, I tell my PI like, yo, you got to be careful, this white woman talking over all these people in your lab meetings, da 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 da, you know. So like you have to be able to like try to make it better for people who come after you, and that's like all I think you can do in these situations is like stand up for yourself if you feel comfortable, and like if not, like find people who will stand up with you to like, you know, make it a better space. Like this shit is not easy, and it's not easy feeling like people are like racist to you, or like they don't take you seriously, or like it's just like it's not the vibe. I'm here to like do science, not like be discriminated against.
Yeah. And like it's crazy to me. Like I feel science is like the most human thing. Like it's really science is really just being curious. It's just trying
It
to
really is.
understand how things happen, and like everybody's curious, so
Like
it
a little
doesn't
kid,
matter.
right?
Yeah, it legit. Like scientists are really those little kids that never stopped asking questions. You know what I mean? They just kept asking questions till the day they die, right? But everyone does that. Everyone at one point asks questions, no matter what, you know, no matter what you look like. And I feel like making it so that you have to act a certain way or look some certain way gives it like this whole like facade of what it really is, making it scary to some people that don't understand what what's really under it. You know what I mean? Like it looks like, oh damn, this is not a space that I belong in, so I'm not gonna enter it. And I really feel like not just for like people of color, I feel like especially for women, like I in all my classes, like one thing, yeah, I might have been the only Hispanic kid, but I was one of like, you know, tons of men. You know, I was a bunch of guys, while there was a small amount of women in my classes, which for me, like I always thought that was weird because for I'm a minority in the sense like I'm Hispanic, I'm not a white person, but
Yeah.
I'm still not, I'm a majority by gender. So like seeing
Yeah.
a bunch of like seeing women, you know, struggle to represent themselves in science was always something that I just couldn't, you know, deal with. And I saw professors being like, I remember there was a time one of the women in my group was like, oh, you know, this professor told me that I shouldn't be doing this because it's like a guy thing. He was like, and I
What?
was like, bro, and for me, it's kind of like that thing where it's like, yo, how you gonna let people below, like, yeah, she's already in it. She already
Belittle you,
knows.
right?
Yeah. But no, I'm saying she's already in it, so she's gonna continue being in science. She knows that he's just a bad egg. But let's say
Yeah.
somebody like somebody is just trying to understand, you know, oh, what is science all about, or what is engineering, right? And then they meet him, and he's like, oh no, I don't think this is for you. How many people are gonna get turned away at the door because of the way
Yeah.
he's acting? Like that's one of those things where I'm always trying to like push people like, yo, you gotta represent yourself all the time, because if not, people like that are gonna be running this shit, and then it's never gonna be able to open up for everybody else. That makes me,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Sorry,
that
yeah.
makes me so mad. That makes me so
Yeah.
mad. I hate that. Like, what even is for men, bro?
Yeah,
What?
that's what I'm saying.
What?
Nothing is for men. Like I really think that one thing is I'm not a very organized person, and a lot of women are usually more organized. You know what I mean? They can get stuff done so much better. I legit have had women as my leaders, and I have not been in a better position than when they're in my when people that are organized and getting stuff done. Like, you know, it doesn't matter. Anybody can do anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just makes me mad, bro.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And and just so like, so I'll give you your flowers. That's why like I feel like when I was studying for you, it was like so crazy. I was like, yo, she's fucking killing the game. You know what I mean? Because like, you know, like Jason told me like, yeah, there was, you know, a whole bunch of like white dudes and stuff, but there was like, you know, very limited amount of women, and like to you representing the game, and you're doing it at the highest stature possible. You know what I mean? You're doing it at all levels, and so you're. Thank you.
I'm
thank
trying.
you.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
Doing what you can. That's all.
But does it feel like you have to represent yourself though?
Yeah.
Is that
Is that like
is that a thing?
constant thing?
I think at some level, yeah. I think especially in it's like there's some sort of pride in like who I am and who I like, where I came from and where my family's from. And like I think, yeah, like I wanna make sure like I'm represented. And the thing is, like, especially coming from like low income, there's so many like barriers to get in when you're low income, and like really pushing for like, okay, like, look, if you continue to exclude people who, or if you don't make this more accessible to people who don't have money to do applications, to do GRE, to do all that stuff, like, look at me and look at the talent that you're missing, right? Like, I'm going to show up and I'm going to show out, and you're going to see like, okay, like we're fucking up. We're messing up a lot of, missing a lot of talent just by like not making the shit better. So, you know, that I feel like I get a lot of pressure from that too, like to be like, you know, like the model, whatever. But I don't know.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like I don't like, but it's kind of needed. Like, you have to represent yourself. Like, you shouldn't have to, obviously, because you should just be able to go into the lab and get stuff done and just kill the game. But you got to go into the lab and be like, yo, look it, I'm doing this good. So you like, that's messed up. Like, this is so crazy. But luckily, you know, we have people like you, we have people like Raven, you know, representing us and trying to get us into these spaces, and you guys are doing great. So thank you.
No, thank you.
Sorry, I was gonna say, like I said, you're doing it at the highest level. I wanted to talk about the NASA internship that you had.
Oh shit!
I'm telling you.
That was dope. That was dope.
My coworkers, she fucking worked for NASA, bro. This is crazy, bro. Like, I'm telling you. Like, talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I did the Space Life Sciences training program, which if you're an undergrad or you are about to be, like, you're just about to graduate, you can also apply for it. And the applications are open right now. I don't know when this podcast episode will drop, but they close like on January 31st is when they close.
Well, it's dropping Sunday, so
get on it. Yeah, if you want to talk to me, you can. But it was 10 weeks. They like pay you, and I literally only did the internship that summer because I needed money to move. Like, that was the situation, was like, wow, I need money to move across the country. Let's apply to all these internships. And I was like, like, whatevs, you know? Yeah, whatever. Okay, and like the key is you gotta write a really good personal statement. Like, make them cry a little bit when they read that, and you'll get in. Like, that's the thing. And yeah, so I worked for them for 10 weeks, and unfortunately it was during the pandemic, and that was not as fun. Yeah, but they said I could come visit whenever things open again. So, and now that I'm in California, like, I definitely will. And yeah, so
it's like the Ames research, right?
Yes, NASA Ames.
That's in Silicon Valley.
It's in Mountain View, San Jose, like around there.
I've never been to Cali, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah. I only know 2 places, and it's like here in San Francisco.
I heard word on the street is I heard you hate Boston.
I do hate Boston. I'm so sorry.
That's where we're from.
I'm so, bro. I cannot do public. Okay. I am so frightened of public transportation. like legit, like I used to live on Fenway, you know, near the Target, right? I lived like a block away from there that summer, and I would go to Target and get all my grocery shopping, and then I would walk back, and one time my reusable bag, the strap just broke, all my groceries fell on the floor, and I said, I'm never moving here. And then I went home. That was it. But I will say Boston.
She was gonna complain about the cold or something.
I know.
I was gonna be like, bro.
I was there in the summer. Okay. First of all, I was there in the summer. It was too hot. Nothing had AC, which I was not used to. Florida, it's like illegal not to have AC in a building because it's too hot.
You gotta buy an AC out here, yeah.
Yeah, and then so I don't know, but the thing that I will say, Boston, as someone who dances, Boston has one of the best dance scenes I've ever had the pleasure of visiting.
Really?
So yes, y'all get out there.
I live here and I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that.
What? Okay, I'll send you some places. Like, the place I went a lot was Havana Club. It's on like Green Street. yeah, in kind of in Cambridge.
Okay.
And that was like dope. And like all the instructors are like super cool, and I loved it a lot. Like if I could not have to deal with public transportation, yeah, maybe I would have moved to Boston like just for the dancing. But like
But
it's
isn't
too
like
much for
traffic
me.
really bad in Cali though?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't live far. I drive like 10 minutes to work, and I don't have any traffic ever. And I can drive to Costco if I want to and put my stuff in my trunk and then drive home and park my car, which is something you can't do in Boston.
I guess.
Yeah,
I have a
okay,
car, so
okay.
I just drive around.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
It
we
was
are
it
out
would
of
have
the
been
city,
we're
though.
out of the city.
Yeah, we're not. Cause
We're like
outside of the
north
city.
of Boston.
Yeah.
yeah. I would have been like smack in the middle if
Yeah,
I
no,
went
that's
to
definitely
there.
that's traffic wherever you go.
Fenway,
Yeah.
nonstop.
Especially like 4 o'clock, you try to leave, you ain't going nowhere, bro.
Nah.
Yeah, I was listening to the pod and then
I legit was like, I was listening.
yeah,
to it,
I was listening
like,
to it. I was like, oh man,
I was like,
stories, this is crazy. Explosions in the lab. I fucking whoa. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. It's an opinion I have. I know not everyone. And my boss, he's from Boston too, and I'm like, don't send me there, bro. I don't want to go.
Nah, that's-
but back to you working at NASA. You worked on, was it the South? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Soter.
Oh, the Soteria project. Okay, so
Yeah.
that was like a side project. Okay, that was like what was like really cool.
Oh, that's
was
not what you
doing
did
that.
the internship for.
No. Okay,
But
so
you
my
worked on that too,
internship.
because I seen your name on.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
publication.
yeah. Oh, yes,
So
you
I was
saw my
like,
name on the
oh,
public.
She got
You
a
know the cover
publication from NASA
too?
under her belt, bro.
You know the cover too. I did that. I did the cover.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So the project that I was actually working on is pretty cool. They like sent bacteria onto the International Space Station for a year and a half, and then they got it back, and then we were just looking at like the sequence changes in the sequence, like if they were mutations, and then also changes in like so like DNA can get like methyl groups put on it, and then it changes like whether or not they're like expressed and all that stuff. So I was looking for changes in methylation. And, we did find some stuff, so that was cool. And, like, we submitted a paper, and I think it's accepted, and it's, like, we're just waiting for, like, the proofs and stuff, so that's really cool. And then at the time that I was an intern, they do this thing called the Decadal Survey, and it's, like, the national, I forget. The National Academy of the Sciences does a decadal survey, and it's like basically everyone sends in white papers, which like I didn't know what a white paper was before this. It was like
what is that
basically
for
you
people
just
at home?
And for Vic.
yeah, it's just it's just like you
yeah.
like write a call to action kind of and say like this thing is important and I think we should look at it, and then you submit it to the people who do the National Academy of the Sciences, and then they put together the decadal survey, and then basically NASA looks at the decadal survey to say, okay, for the next 10 years, these are like our goals that we should push for. So the white paper that I wrote with like a bunch of like really big name NASA people, which was really cool to like meet and like interact with these people and just be like, oh yeah, my girl Penny, yeah, so we were like arguing for like a extra vehicular thing. Basically they were gonna send astronauts to the moon for like the Artemis mission, and they're like, oh well, there's a bunch of stuff that we crashed onto the moon over the last 60 years or so. Let's just like go get them and check if there's bacteria in them, because some people did some math and it looks like there could be on the inside because it's like protected from the UV light, and there might still be some stuff in there, and then whether or not they're still alive will help us understand like how much like hitchhiking bacteria is actually on stuff we send to outer space, because we're trying to go to Mars, we're trying to go here, we're trying to go there, and you don't want to like contaminate everything, especially if we're still trying to look for life somewhere. You don't want to be like, oh, look at this bacteria, oh, it's probably just a bacteria that we brought there. Or if there is by accident, or if there is life out there and we're like bringing bacteria and then it just like destroys everything, like that would also suck. So we wrote that, and it was, I don't know, it was super cool to just like be on this like extra project and be like, okay, yeah, like I'm writing a white paper with like big NASA people, and now we're just like bros on LinkedIn, and like it's fine. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
She's a G, bro. That's what it is, bro. Yeah. So isn't that kind of crazy? Doesn't that mean if we like send stuff, like what happens if like a bacteria mutates and like finds a way to live on the moon and stuff like?
Okay, listen, there's some math that is like, okay, there might be some bacteria that's still alive, like on the inside. So there's some bacteria that when they're in like harsh environments that like don't have nutrients and they're like stressed, they just turn into spores, and it's kind of like like they're hibernating almost, but they're like super resilient. They're like ready to fight anything. And like that's why bacteria survived for so long, you know?
Yeah.
So when they go up, we think they're in like these little spore states, and that like they, if like something happens, they could just like, you know,
Just wake up.
just wake. I mean, like if the conditions are right, they could. They have to get some like outside signal to be like, okay, like time to do it, like time to do the
So
thing.
do they not need like food or like anything? They don't need to reproduce during that time?
So yeah, so during that time, they're basically like a rock, but like alive. And they like their metabolism's really slow. They're not like dividing or anything, so they don't need food if they're not trying to make anything. They're like basically just chilling. So you know that's why they think they could still be there after
I
like
didn't
some
know. I
number of
actually did
years.
not know that, bro.
Bacteria, you know.
Wow, that's kind of crazy, bro.
Yeah.
So are those like the is it archaea bacteria? What is it?
No, so these are like Bacillus subtilis, which is like in the dirt and stuff, and like basically everywhere. It's like a pretty,
It's like a common
pretty,
bacteria.
yeah. So that's why you should wash your hands often, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, wash your hands, Vic.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You see, we're gonna contaminate the moon because you don't wash your hands, bro. Yeah, I definitely thought that project was really cool, and I'm telling you, I was looking at because I found your name in ResearchGate, and I seen like a couple publications. I seen NASA. I was like, she got a publication with NASA. That's kind of crazy, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. You've really been opening doors for people, showing them that anybody can do this. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that you're doing that. You're just doing yourself, obviously. But through being yourself, you're also like, I'm like, damn, I could work for NASA, bro.
You could, and you know what? You should apply to the. I don't know if you count because you're already doing your master's.
Yeah.
But they definitely have things for grad students, and like they love engineers. They really do, especially at Ames. They like love engineers. So like, you can do anything. Just apply. I found that internship after like I was like Googling a bunch of different keywords together, and like life sciences, space biology, astrobiology. You know, it took a while to find that shit. So just like push for it. You could do it.
Facts. I just think that biology is not that fun, in my opinion.
You listen, you can do like the engineering. There's hella shit they have to make. Like you could engineer some stuff. They're trying to do like reactors and stuff to like sustain things. That sounds like chemical engineering
That
to
is
me.
definitely that's what we do. We design reactors.
Yeah,
a lot of the
okay.
time.
Look, you could do it. You could do it.
Boom. I was trying to make fun of you because you do biology and I don't really like biology.
That's okay. You know what? I don't like math and engineering. So
Oh, nah, chill. You insulted him.
Damn, bro.
yeah, I'm so
is the
sorry.
thing. Math is the
I'm
way,
sorry.
bro.
It's okay. I know.
Math carries science.
The other day he was like,
Yeah.
"It's a language."
Math is a language, bro. It's a
They got
language of the universe.
Duolingo for that one.
Math is a language, bro. Legit, isn't it crazy? For me, it's kind of crazy that gravitational acceleration is 9.8 -9. It's always that. Isn't that crazy? Like that number. That's so crazy. Basically, it's the accelerate. Is why we. It's like part of gravity. It's like a force. Because force is mass times acceleration. So you have mass, and there's acceleration due to gravity of the Earth, like pulling you at an acceleration of -9.8 meters per second. Right? It's pulling you towards the Earth like that. That's just the number of how that's why if you drop anything, no matter what, they drop at the same speed. It's just because that's the pull of the gravity of the Earth. It's just crazy. That's the number. That is the number, and it doesn't.
That's the
change.
number.
That's the number. That's
That's
just
just it.
that's what's crazy to me, and it's because the world speaks in math. That's everything that we do. Collisions, you could do math on why how stuff collides, where everything's going. Like math carries the whole world. The world. That's the language of the universe. Is math, bro. Legit. If without math, we
Listen.
would be nowhere. That's just my opinion.
You agree?
I support you. Listen, I will say people always are like, oh, like biology is just chemistry and chemistry is just physics and physics is just math. So like I do math all the time. And like I accidentally joined a biophysics lab. So now I'm going to do more math than I thought I was going to
Biophysics,
do.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But the problem is I don't know physics.
I don't know.
How'd I get here? I do. Okay. So I was telling you, I look at like enzymes. Like some people look at enzymes and be like, oh, they do this thing, like they make this thing, and they're like, this thing is necessary for cellular function, whatever.
Yeah.
But like my lab, we do like, how does this? We do like specifically like DNA protein interaction. So it's like, how is this enzyme interacting with DNA and physically moving it? And that's like all of the stuff that I do. Is like, oh, it's turning it at this like angle, it's at this speed, and this is like the kinetics for this like this singular molecule,
What
and
the
like
hell?
that's all I do. Yeah.
And what is that for? What does that tell you?
Yeah, so the things that my advisor had worked on before he got here, so he just opened his lab
Okay.
in March. So like it's like we're still
Wow, that's brand new.
yeah, we're brand new. So basically I'm just doing what he did to like reestablish all of his methods here. So what he did, he made these little DNA origami rotors, which is basically like you just use DNA to like make a shape. The way you would fold up paper, you can like fold up DNA.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it's basically magic. I'm not sure
Like,
like how they
and
figured
is
this
that for a
out.
purpose or is that just for?
It's just to make the shape. Like
Okay.
literally, you just fold it up, make a shape to do a thing.
And you're
So we
folding it
make
with certain enzymes, making it fold in a certain way?
no, so you know like DNA, they're like it's like usually two DNA strands and then they
Yeah.
base pair. Like two letters always go together. So what
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do is we get
Oh
like a
yeah, I remember
single
that. I remember
stranded
that.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
get a single stranded DNA and like they make it a circle, so it's like now you have like a rubber band basically, and you get a bunch of smaller pieces of DNA, and you have like half of that piece of DNA matched to one section and half of it matched to somewhere else, so that when they try to come together, it actually like pinches the big
Oh,
circle DNA. Yeah, and then you just fold it a bunch like you would fold like paper origami is just you bringing two pieces of the paper that were originally far away closer together and pinching it, right? So like we just do that a bunch and then you can make shapes. So he made basically like imagine a helicopter rotor,
yeah, yeah.
and then we have like coming out of the middle down the bottom is like just one strand like double stranded DNA. So that's where like the protein or enzyme, whatever you're looking at, enzymes are proteins. So if I use either word, it's like the same thing.
The same thing.
Is interacting. Yeah, is interacting. Squares, rectangles, you know that kind of thing. So it's interacting with this like double stranded DNA that's coming out, and then whatever it does to that double-stranded DNA would like propagate up into the helicopter blade. So like what we're watching is like how much the helicopter blade moves and in what direction, and like because DNA like each you know it has like the little it twists around and
Yeah,
it
yeah.
goes up. So each twist between one base to the next is like a known angle. So we can count like we know it moves 35 degrees. It went like one base pair up. And then like if it moves like 70, it's like okay, it moved two base pairs. So you can like kind of tell like the speed of which the enzyme's moving, if it's going backwards or forwards. And my boss actually like was able to find like base pair stepping in an enzyme that was never seen before, and then also like we're able to look at something going backwards that also was never seen before. So it's like you're understanding what this enzyme is actually doing to DNA when it gets there, when it's like trying to do its physical process more. So yeah, so I'm looking at like
Wow.
reestablishing what he's done.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
like it's
Wait, so
cool.
he used what he learned in his original lab, and now that's what you guys are doing?
Yeah, yeah. So he
Wow.
did. This
See?
is
Oh, that's
yeah,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
yeah. It's like it's nice. It's nice. It's like
Yeah.
it's cute to like grow too and be like, okay, like this is what you did. Like, how are we gonna make it better? How are we gonna like jump off of this? Like, what new things can we make to like understand these processes more?
Yeah.
It's
So
fun.
there's never an end to science. You just keep going.
No, you just keep going.
Maybe there's an end. What happens if like in like a million bajillion years they're
Oh.
like, yeah, we did it. We
We did
finished
all of
science.
it.
We
No more
got the
questions.
no more questions. Like, that'd be tough because right now it's just there's so many questions in every aspect of the world. Like, you know what I mean? Like she said, bio is chemistry, chemistry is physics, physics is just math. But all those three disciplines do have their own things that they kind of
All
focus
different,
on.
right?
Yeah, and like physics is just literally like physical stuff of the world, while she's focused on just stuff of the organisms of like life. So it's like so crazy. It's huge, bro. It's huge. It's huge. It's beautiful stuff.
So like, so
Beautiful.
all right. When I was
Okay.
young and naive, I used to skip these classes.
Oh
Chemistry,
no.
I took it twice because I wasn't there both years. You know what I mean? So how do you like how do you convince like a kid like me that's like I don't know if science is kind of my gig, to like be like this is what it is.
Okay. I think you have to find your strengths, and that's where you go. Like I think not everyone's going to be good at everything, and I think people get discouraged when they're not good at something. Like I wasn't good at math in like high school, and that really like I was a struggle for me to find like confidence in that later. So I think I stayed more in like biology because I'm like I know I'm good at this.
Mm.
I get this. I think it's interesting. So like if you find something that's like I think this is interesting, or like maybe if you're like in chemistry, a lot of the stuff that freaked me out of chemistry was the math. So if you're like, I think chemistry is really cool, but the math is like hurts my heart. Like, let's figure out, oh, is there like someone that can help tutor me? Like, is there some support where I can like get over this fear and like really let me thrive in this thing that I find is interesting? Like, how do I, get myself in there and like stand firm on my own 2 feet?
Yeah. That makes sense. I think that math is definitely a scary thing for a lot of people. And that keeps a lot of people away from science because science is so math based. I could definitely see that. But I don't think that was for you, right?
Nah. So for me, it was I kind of had no direction. I kind of was just like I was like a smart kid. I never kind of struggled in school. Like, my grades said I struggled, but I didn't like struggle. I just never went to school. Like, I was like, it's not for me. I'm out of here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was that kid that like my teacher was like, why do you keep skipping chemistry? And I was like,
I feel like it's a bigger conversation though.
Yeah, no, I was like, man,
because it's not that you weren't interested. It's more like, it's not that you weren't interested specifically in the science. It's more like you just weren't interested in school.
Yeah, I was kind of like, miss, I'm not gonna be. This is what I said. I quote myself, miss, I'm not gonna be a chemist. Why I need to learn chemistry? And I walked out. You know what I mean? I was.
You probably thought you were cool. That's why.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta.
Like, why is it that honestly? That kind of like upsets me sometimes. That it's like, yo, if you like science, you're a nerd, bro. Like I used to get made fun of. Not gonna lie, him and all my friends. I used to get made fun of because I used to talk about friction. That's facts. I remember when I learned about friction in physics class, I was like, yo, it's crazy because we were learning about friction factors, like friction, the coefficient of friction, and how that goes into like how they choose the certain rubber that they use to put on sneakers and stuff. And we were watching a basketball game, and I was like, yo, did you know that in basketball they designed the shoes with the highest coefficient of friction so that they can make the turns and shut your friction ass up, bro. Yo, what are you talking about with your and I still to this day, that was like 8 years ago. Yo, Jason about time probably talking about friction, bro. That's still the joke. Like, I'm just like, yo, did you ever get that?
I don't know. My whole thing was like when I was growing up I was like super into like space, and like that was the thing. People were like, okay, here comes, that whole thing. But like I never got friction. Shut your friction ass up.
Yo, shut your friction ass up. I would hear that on a daily basis, bro. I would even be talking about
That's a good one though. I'm so sorry, but that's a good one.
Nah, it's funny. It's definitely funny.
That's funny. The thing. That's the thing.
I wouldn't even be talking about friction sometimes. I would just be talking about, I'll be like, yo, something random. Yo, this dude's talking about friction again, bro. I'm like, what do you I'm not even talking about science, bro.
It's fine. It's fine. You're here now.
Just to defend myself a little bit.
You don't need to. Like, we know you were wrong.
It's like, high school is like the war zone for jokes. Like, it was like a
It is.
You know what I mean? So Jason hits a joke. You gotta hit him with like, shut your friction ass up. You know what I mean? Nah, but just to, like,
it's fine.
Just being this dude's friend for so long, like, I feel like I don't regret anything in my life, but I sometimes be like, damn, if I stayed in like camp with Miss Yang, I could have like learned some cool ass shit, right? Because I think like the stuff I'd be watching him do homework and stuff on the computer. And I'm, like, real intrigued, like, oh man, that shit.
Oh, maybe if you let his friction ass talk, you can learn something.
Yo, that's what I like to hear. Let my friction ass talk. That's what I'm be like, yo, let my friction ass talk. Then,
nah, but yeah, that's, you know what I mean. So
but you know what? There's YouTube videos about everything, and like I watched a great YouTube video about jellyfish, and now jellyfish are my favorite animals. Like that could be you. You know what I mean? Like just be on YouTube. The TEDx, like TED education videos are so good.
Yeah.
Like just like get into a little rabbit hole.
I used to watch a lot of Crash Course just for fun, bro.
Oh, I love Crash Course.
Crash Course. You got to talk to Hank Green. That must have been an experience,
bro. Imagine Hank Green sliding into your DMs to tell you to come on his podcast.
Yo, I see that you were on the podcast.
Bro, I think for like 24 hours, no one could tell me shit, bro. I was like, Hank Green asked me to come on his podcast. No, that was like Bro, he's a smart guy, and I think that was probably the highlight of like my year was being able to meet Hank Green and him knowing who I am. I was like, wow. Like to go from like being in high school watching your videos before taking my little like AP classes, whatever,
Yep.
my tests, to you just like sitting here and talking to me like, man,
Yeah, and he was like making
That
fun
was
of you or
something.
something, right? On STEM.
bro, he was clowning me.
I was dying. See, that's fire. Like I feel like that's what makes like podcasts and all this connection stuff cool. Cause like you got
Yeah.
we're big fans of Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick, ever he's sitting right here. Like it would be like a crazy ass moment, and that's like what I'm into. That's like my thing. I want to learn like the art of communication, how to like speak to people, how to get, I mean, I don't know.
That's a science. That is a science.
Science of communication.
I mean, for me, like what I want to study is like like the little cues that people do. Like the little head twitches and the little eye movements. Not when they're lying, just so like you could tell what they're really thinking about. You know what I mean? Because the people speak. Yeah, they speak with words, but they're speaking more than just with their words. They're speaking with their face, their body, and everything like that. Being able to understand all of that, that is a science that people have gone into, endeavoring into like, yo, what is going on with these people?
But what's that called?
That's probably part of psychology, right?
Probably psychology, maybe like behavior stuff. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I think I don't want to be like, oh, girls are really good at this, but I think I definitely, every time I'm at a party, me and another girl look at each other and be like, oh, you see where his feet are pointing? He's definitely into that girl, It's like you pick up on little things.
That. There was the other day, there was this guy sitting on campus, right? He was sitting there like this, and he was talking to this girl, and this girl was like this, bro. I was like, yo, that girl is into him, bro. That girl is into him, bro. He was legit like this, sitting there looking down, and she's like facing his whole
her whole body turns her. Exactly,
bro,
yeah.
Because like when I'm nervous, I can't even look at the person, bro. I'd be like looking up, down, you know what I mean?
That's true, exactly.
But that's what you gotta like learn to connect, and that's what like if people pick up on that, you can be like, oh, like I'm reading their body language. I can tell like where they're at, and then you can like kind of react off of it too. Like sometimes too, if you're talking to someone like they like seem like they're okay, but like something about their body, like they look like they like want to go. You're like, okay, yeah, like I'm gonna let you go because it seems like you're trying to get out of here,
That's
all
a
right.
skill that we've been using for the podcast too. Like I'll see somebody maybe look at their phone. I'm like, all right, this person's not interested in this. Let's wrap it up, bro. Stuff like that.
That's what I don't know. It's just like because I feel like the greatest lessons I ever learned were like when like older that puts your hand on your shoulder and he's telling you the gems of life or whatever. I'd be like, damn, that's just crazy. So I'll kind of like my big world domination goal is to like
trying to dominate the world.
No. But you know what I mean? Like my big ass dream is just to like say like have like conversations like that for people to like learn and grow and just you know what I mean?
I feel you.
And I don't know. That's like I don't know. You called it a science. I guess that's like the I want to learn the science of like how to do this so I can help other people grow because I feel like that's what helped me in my life. Like these conversations with whoever it was, to grow as a person. Because school was like I was like,
I feel you.
I had no sense of direction in school, but then when I had these conversations with people, I felt like I was like, all right, we're actually getting stuff done now.
I feel you.
So how do you make that? That's like what I ask myself. How do I make that a fucking global whatever? Like
for everybody to think like that?
Not for everyone to think like that. To use that tool of communication or like conversation that I had for the world.
Have you thought about starting a podcast?
Hey, have you? Yeah. I definitely agree with you, bro. I think conversation is one of the most beautiful things that we have in this earth. That's for facts. Like
that's it, and that's so human. Like just being able to like talk and connect to someone, like that's like all of it. That's all of it.
Yeah.
Like why else be alive?
Legit.
I'm telling you, this was like the greatest thing ever. You're in Cali, we're in Saugus, Mass. And we're having
Boston.
I mean, Boston, Mass, filming the greatest state in the world. You feel me?
It literally is the greatest state. It is the greatest state. It's legit voted the greatest state like every year.
Is it?
Yeah, it legit is.
By who? By people who live there?
Whoever votes for it. Massachusetts was number 1, and then New Hampshire was number 2. That's all I remember.
We got the best sport teams.
Got the best schools.
We got the best schools.
We got Jason and Vic.
You got Jason and Vic.
Boom. That's all you need.
You're from
That's all you
Florida,
need.
right? Originally?
So I asked, whoops, words. I actually was born in New Jersey, and then I lived there for 3 months, and then we moved to Brazil, and then we moved back to Florida when I was like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a Florida fan, like, of any of their sports?
None of our sports team are good anymore. Like when the Heat were popping.
Boston's the city to be.
Okay, listen, I hear you. You're not gonna convince this person right here that Boston is where it's at, but like,
damn, bro.
It's fine. It's okay. It's okay. Cut the cameras. That's it.
So while
Florida is pretty good.
Florida, I think it's
smooth.
a cool state, you know. It's just where a bunch of idiots was at. I hear that's what they told me.
It's fine. Yep, that's fine. I'm one of them, I guess. Damn.
Hey, you don't live there now.
I did though for like 18 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of the podcast, you know, you created Triplicates. It's a podcast.
Yes.
Everybody go listen to that podcast, especially if you're a student, a graduate student that's been having a lot of questions about what's going on. You know,
Yeah.
Listen,
they help answer a lot of questions.
If you're trying to listen to a relatable podcast that's gonna give you the fucking gems of how to fucking get a PhD, you hop on the Triplicates, Spotify, you fucking on YouTube. This dude didn't know it was on fucking YouTube.
I tried. I couldn't find it, but I found it.
That's it.
You gotta
It's
hop
here.
on that and listen to the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a great
Triplicates
podcast. I really
pod.
love it. I think it's a chill vibe. You guys just chill. You guys are just talking, having a good time. So I wanted to ask, like, well, one, why did you want to start that? You know what I mean?
Okay. So I don't know. I've always wanted to do something. I thought maybe when I was in high school, I was like, oh, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. You know, I'm like that Gen Z like generation.
That's like everybody now. I feel everybody.
That's
like,
everybody.
I wanna
Yeah.
do something on YouTube, bro. I want.
I would be a content creator.
Yeah, everybody now.
Yeah. But my friend that I actually like met on the internet, her name is December, and she like was like, yo, there's like some Spotify podcast thing, like initiative, and she's like, yo, you should do it. And I was like, okay, like I was just starting my PhD, and I was like, okay, new year, new me, like let's do it. Like this is the time to like pick up a new thing. Like I can build it into my schedule, it'll be okay. And I like put all my friends in a group chat, and I was like, yo, like what should I talk about? This and that. And I was like, I kind of don't want to do it by myself. I think I have trouble like really sticking to something if it's by myself. Like at first, it's tough. And like if you're with like a group of people, like you're like, okay, I don't want to let this person down, so like I'm gonna go do my half of the thing, you know?
Yeah. Accountability.
So yeah, it's definitely a big accountability thing. Yeah, exactly. Like you don't want to let your bro down. Like you're gonna do your shit, you know? So yeah, so like December was like, okay, you'll do it. I'll help you. Like let's do it together. And I was like, okay, like yeah, let's do it. And then we were in this group chat, and people were like, oh, like just talk about like doing your PhD, like just do it like kind of like a journal or whatever. And I was like, okay, like yeah. And then I was like, I didn't want to do it by myself, so I was like, let me get my two friends at the time was Lanice and Osama. That's all I had. And we were on Zoom school, bro. Like you did not know anybody. So they were like, yeah, I'm down to do it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And you know, I bought microphones, and then I was like, okay, like let me like Google how to like even like where do I even put this, and like how do I record like 3 people's audio at once, and you know, we got into that. And then I think a lot of it when we were talking was like I want to help people like the most of like out of everything. Like if there's anything that I want to do with my life, period, it's like to be able to help others. And I'm like, okay, like I struggled so much to get here. You know what would be helpful to people is like for them to hear like this side of it. Like I didn't have a mom to go talk to, like, but hopefully people can like who are first gen, who are low income, who are like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, can like turn on our podcast and be like, okay, I'm trying to apply to grad school. Here's an episode about applying to grad school. Like what can I gain from this information that like these people who already know like what's going on, like just like feed that information into the next generation. And like I don't know if you've seen like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. Like that's like what we're trying to go for is like help other people, but also like give them like, okay, this is like what the day-to-day looks like if you're thinking about doing a PhD. Like this is like the nitty-gritty of it all, and like this is how I feel, and like, oh, I'm fighting with my advisor, but that's okay. Like this is what I'm doing to like solve these problems, because it's like not always something that people know how to navigate. So like just trying to help people navigate like getting into school, surviving school, thriving in school. Like that's what we're really about.
Beautiful, man. That's good. And I love that it's 3 women of color, first gen
Yes.
student.
Yes.
That's my favorite part of it, to be
Because
honest.
it resonates so. Cause like I got like sisters and I got like cousins that are women, and like it's like you could fucking do it. You know what I mean? Like you could do it. Like it's being done. And like it's like hats off to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thing. I think you guys are really accomplishing the goal too. Like a lot of, like for me, I'm not a PhD student, but I am in grad school still. And a lot of the stuff that you guys are talking about is applicable to me. Like I had similar problems where, like before I found out about you guys, but I was trying to apply and get into grad school, and I was like, bro, I don't even know what to do. And I would email, and again, that was 2020 because I just graduated. 2020, I'm like trying to email my advisor, yo, I don't know what to do. I want to do this, and no emails were returned, and it was like I was just struggling. It's like, it's like there was a point I was not gonna even go to grad school. I was just gonna be like, whatever, I'm gonna just go with what I got, and it's because I didn't have those support systems. I didn't know what to do. I was just like, all right, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna give up. Like at that point, luckily, I didn't give up, and I got to it, and now I'm in my grad program. But you guys are doing it. Like a lot of the stuff, like is trying to maneuver and trying to understand, and it's not being afraid. Is that's the biggest thing. Like you guys, I think there was a part of an episode you guys were talking about just emailing people. Like if you want to email them once, twice, 3 times, you know what I mean, just to make sure they're that's like a big thing. I thought I was gonna be annoying if I was gonna be.
Yeah, I think that too. Like if let's say we hit someone up for the podcast, like I usually send like DMs and all that. So like let's say I hit someone up, I don't want to
hit them up again.
You don't want to blast them. Yeah.
I'm being annoying.
But sometimes that's what you need to do to get stuff done. And like you guys talking about it, I'm like, all right, now that makes a little more sense to me. So you guys are doing a great job getting that goal done.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, and I'm glad to hear it helps people. And like even the wildest thing was, so we're second years now. We started in our first year, and hearing the first years come in and be like, oh yeah, like we listened to this podcast. Oh yeah, it really helped me. Like we did an episode about like doing interview weekend, like right before they would have interviewed, and they're like, yeah, like I really helped me and did all this stuff, and I was like, yeah, that's wild. And like even like now we're like, not to be like, oh, we're like kind of famous, but like people that I don't know, famous? Bro, people I don't know, I like go introduce myself, and they're like, oh yeah, you're one of the Triplicates, and I'm like, hello, like okay, like y'all really out here listening to our stuff, and that like really motivates me to be like, okay, how can we help people for real? Because like now we got people listening, like what can we do to help these people like actually achieve their goals? Because you're right, people just need support. That's it. Like people can do anything if they're well supported. Like you just got to give it to them. So like to be able to be part of that, it's a great thing.
I definitely agree that people do need support just to do anything.
Yeah, it's and especially like not only the support, it's kind of like seeing someone do it makes you like not afraid to do it too. So it's like, oh damn, they're getting it done. I could probably do it too.
We could do it too.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great part.
It was especially like doing a PhD. I was like, you know what? A billion people probably have their PhD by now. Like, why can't I be one of them? Like, why? Like, what makes them so special? They're not. Like they're just other people. Like I can do that too. So I think that's part of it too. Is just being like, yeah, I can do it too.
What, like when you were a little kid, was PhD always something you imagined?
No, I didn't even know what a PhD was. I didn't know what a PhD was. For real. I learned what a PhD was. I had to go I came into like undergrad as pre-med because I was like, I like biology. What do people who like biology do? They become doctors. I didn't give a crap about being a doctor. And I had to go interview someone for like some English project of like other careers in biology, and she was like, oh yeah, like she was like a doctor, it was like doctor blah blah blah, and I'm like, oh, I just assumed she had a medical degree. She's like, no, I got my PhD. And I'm like, what's a PhD? And she's like, oh, this is what they do research. I'm like, oh, I'm interested in doing research. I thought you had to be a medical doctor. And she's like, no, not at all. And guess what, they pay for you to go to school. And I'm like, you know what, I don't want debt, let's go to grad school. Like
that's facts. Did you know that?
I didn't know
that's true. It's
bro,
I think that's something that's only for science though, right?
Yeah, I think it's like mostly the STEM fields, and like biology for sure you can get a paid PhD, and then it's like if you start going into like ecology and stuff, that's like still kind of biology. They like get paid less, but it's just like the funding for like people who do like cancer research is just higher in this country for like people who like study bees, which like it sucks, and I don't agree with. I think everyone in our program should get paid the same amount, but like if you do. I'm only speaking for biology because that's all I can speak to, but like probably chemistry too and stuff like that.
I know if you do a chemical engineering PhD, you can get paid for it too. Because a lot of what it is
And
that you're doing research for a company, and the company will pay for you to do that research.
yeah,
So
for me, it's like the school pays for me, or like the first year the school paid for me to be here, and then the second year it's like I joined a lab, so now whoever runs my lab out of his grants, they pay my stipend, they pay my tuition, which was like a huge thing. Like I don't pay to be here at all, like they're paying me to be here, and then they pay for like my
she
health
gets to do
insurance,
some
which is like
badass
great,
science.
and I get to do cool science. California's expensive, so like maybe don't go to school in California, but like yeah, it's something that really opens doors, because I think another thing that people like struggle with is like I can't get like loans like that. Like I don't have, like, some people their parents co-sign their loans.
Yeah.
Like there's no way for my mom to co-sign a loan for me. So like for me to go to like medical school, like I don't know how I would pay for that. Like
You probably just wouldn't, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I just wouldn't. Yeah. So it's like yeah.
I was gonna say like, yeah, I didn't know, like, because I knew like there was like fast phone stuff, like, you know, but I didn't know you can go to school.
It's I think it's for PhDs though.
Okay.
Yeah,
No,
it's for
because, like,
PhDs.
yeah, like that's like another like big reason I see like, you know, people from where we come from, you know what I mean, don't go to school, because like there's just no money.
That's
yeah.
probably number one.
Like, you know what
In
I
It
mean?
my
is,
opinion,
yeah.
that's probably number one.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, we come from Chelsea, Massachusetts. It's like north of Boston, across the bridge,
Mhm.
right? And we're not the richest community. I think like our
It's
graduation rate,
now being gentrified, so it's gonna become richer. But
yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
before that, it
I-
was just
I never seen a dog park in my life, and then we had
Yeah.
a dog park but yeah,
and it's
That's how
only
you
that one
No,
area.
that's the first sign. That's the first sign.
yeah,
That's
it
the
was
first
like
sign.
mad weird. And I was like, there's a fucking dog park in Chelsea.
It's the condos. That's what it is. People want
The condos, yeah.
Yeah, people like
And,
condos.
yeah, we're near like the airport. Like we're not in. We're
Mhm.
like we're so close to Boston. We're like it takes like with no traffic like 3 minutes to get to fucking.
They
When
even
is there
put
no traffic?
What do you mean?
I
When
mean,
is there no traffic?
in the middle of the night,
Oh,
in
like,
the middle
you know,
of the
I
night.
fucking.
Nah, but they have
5 in the morning.
they actually just added a bus line a couple years ago called the
so
Silver
it
Line.
just goes
It goes from Chelsea to Boston, and it's like a lane that
Straight
it goes,
line,
and there's
yeah.
no traffic. It goes straight there.
That
Oh,
thing
wow.
takes to go deep into Boston like 20.
Yeah, like
5
20.
minutes with the
Like,
lights
you
and
can
all
go
that.
wherever you want in Boston through that, and it's like, and that's why people are moving there. But
Mm.
whatever, that it sucks. But I do agree. Like I feel like money is a huge
Yeah, like you
thing
know,
that
yo,
holds people back.
like you see
I mean,
like
she was saying that earlier too.
yeah, you see like the you know like the kids that were taking all the AP classes and all that. Yo, man, what's up, bro? What are you doing? Oh, you know, I got like 3 jobs, you know, 'cause I'm trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's always that. Like,
And you gotta juggle so much stuff and go to school at the same time.
Yeah,
Bro, that's
yeah.
not so much stress. While these kids are fucking partying on the weekends and shit. Like,
Yeah.
yo, having
Yeah.
a grand old time. It really
Yeah.
sucks. And it really, like, the story I always tell is my friend, he had like a full ride to go to school, right?
Mhm.
And in our first semester, he was my roommate. In our first semester, he was like, he was doing computer science, and he was like
Mhm.
really struggling. And he was like, bro, I don't know if I could do this. And if I get bad grades, I'm gonna lose the money. I'm not even gonna be able to go to school. So because of
Mhm.
that, he switched out of computer science and went to business. So because he knew he could do it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, bro, just because of the money, he didn't even get to do what he really wanted to do. Like,
Yeah.
bro, people don't realize that kind of stuff, bro. Like we don't get the opportunities that everybody else gets just because we come from like a low income
Yeah.
community. That's like messed
Yeah.
up, bro.
And that got nothing to do with us. You know what I mean? Like that's like literally like there's only so much you can control, and that's like not something you can control growing up. Is like how much money your parents make. Like that's
Facts.
like, and like they're honestly wholeheartedly doing their best.
Yeah.
And like my mom worked like 2-3 jobs all the time just to be like, okay, let's pay these bills, let's like get you what you need to like be able to do whatever you want to do. And like I don't know, it just like it really does just suck that like I don't know, people are out here like trying to juggle all this stuff and go to class and get good grades so they can like keep their scholarships, and people are just like chilling.
Just chilling, bro.
Just chilling.
Like I'm telling you, it's crazy. I went to when our junior year,
High school?
of college.
Oh.
We dormed, and we had white friends, right? It was we had 3 white friends, and it was 3 Hispanics, and like the stats, obviously it's a small sample size, right? It's
Yeah.
of 6 people,
Yeah.
and it's crazy because of those 6 people, only 3 graduated, and 3 of them were Hispanic. Like, bro, and you know what it is? It was because we were fucking, yo, if we don't do this, we're gonna fuck up our lives.
Yeah.
And then I legit, yo, it gets me so tight. One of my friends, like, he's my boy and I love him with all my heart, but it's really unfair because you could see both sides of the coin right there, and that in between our friendship, he was like, yo, nah, bro, I'm dropping out. And we were like, oh, that's understandable. We're like, what are you gonna do for money? Don't worry, bro. My grandparents got a whole fund for me, waiting for me. And he's been traveling the country for like 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
He hasn't like he doesn't. And like, yo, I'm saying he was like, bro, he's coming out with no debt because his grandparents were paying for his school the whole way. And now he doesn't even have to worry about still making money because he still has all this fun backing him. And it's not fair while we're over here legit. And it's not his fault that he's in that position.
Yeah.
You know, he just got lucky enough to be born into that family, and we just got unlucky. But like, that's the things that we're trying to close that gap so that we don't have that anymore. So I think that story just got me in my head. I didn't even remember I was saying it. I was like, oh, because it's like such a crazy idea. Like, I'm telling you, I think about that all the time, that 3 white people, 3 Hispanics, and really the only difference is we have to do this or we're fucking up our lives. And they don't have to. They have something to fall back on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I prompted that question about like the fresh air. Cause like, yo, sometimes I be like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I gotta do something.
You gotta do something.
No, I got my little brother. I got my mom. You know what I mean? I got like the weight of the world on my shoulders, and I gotta make moves, or else I'm failing everybody that I love. You know, that's how I.
Yeah.
We gonna do this, you know? Like, how are we gonna get this shit done?
Hey, but we're working, bro. We always working. That's what it's got to be.
Yeah.
It's tough out here, but damn, we were talking about something before that. I don't know how we got back into that.
No, you got into that.
A little heated.
That idea just hits me every time. Me and my friends be talking about that. We be like, yo, that's so crazy, bro. Like, yo. But anyway, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought again. Damn, hold on. All right, we gotta go back to the questions.
I'm thinking like, so that conversation, it always hits me because like I'm always thinking like, all right, like I feel like, you know, we go through all this adversity, trials, tribulations, all this, right? But then you see the stories where like, yo, they made it. You know what I mean? So and like, you know, and they made it because of all those the struggles and stuff. So like, is struggle necessary for life? Like, are we supposed to be doing this shit? But then,
bro,
like, where the dude, you don't give a fuck, he dropped out, but then he's still chilling in wherever he's at, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I would always say, I would tell someone, like, oh, I don't know, like, why I felt this a lot with, like, my friends, too. Me and all my friends, like, bought a car at the same time. Like, it's just, like, it happened. We all happened to do that. And it's, like, one of my friends, like, her dad went with her to, like, go sign the papers, like, negotiated with the dude, all that stuff. And then one of my other friends, like, her boyfriend and her mom or something went with her, too. And I was doing it, like, by myself. And I was like, why am I the one that has to, like, struggle like this? Like, why is it me? Like, why does it have to be me that always has to, like, do this? And, like, I called one of my friends from Miami and had her dad pretend to be my dad so he could yell at the dude on the phone and be like, you better put the price down, blah, blah. You know, I'm over here trying to negotiate my car price with, like, heart-shaped glasses. Like, of course they're going to try to, like, finesse me out of my money.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know?
Premium air.
Yeah, you know.
Yo, you need the premium air.
Oh, I need the premium air. Okay.
Okay, yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and it's like, I don't, like, I feel like the thing that I got, and like I talked to my therapist a lot about that, and I was just like, bro, like, why is it always me? And she was like, you, like, now are able to do this thing by yourself. Like, if you ever have to go do this thing again, you know that you are able to get this done by yourself. Everyone else that had to go have their dad or whoever help them, they're unsure of whether or not they can do that, right? So it's like part of like the growth process is going through that struggle. And like, you know, they're like, oh, growing pains, no pain, no gain. Like, that shit fucking hurts. But like, I am so solid in my ability. Like, I think I can get anything done. Like, if anything happens, I have enough faith in myself of like, I can figure this out and I know I'm going to be okay. And like, but like getting to this point sucked. It was terrible. But like I think I'm okay now. Like no one has to, my mom don't have to worry about me because she knows I can handle myself, you know? Like that's it.
That's true. My mom babies me still, so like I ain't that. That's actually true because I'll be like, yo, ma, I need to do this. Why can't you do it by yourself? I'll be like, because you never let me do it by myself. So it's really your fault that I can't do it by myself. To be like, then I'm not helping you anymore. Man, I should have kept my mouth shut, bro. Damn, bro.
So who do you feel bad for then? The kid that's gone through all the struggle, or the kid that's never had any adversity in his life?
I mean, I don't like it's hard to be like that. Like obviously I'm gonna feel more sentimental or more like empathetic to people who like have to struggle, and it's like the thing like the what you're saying about like being so stressed that you were like physically breaking out in hives, like that is wild. Like that is like a level of stress that no one should, and like struggle, and like no one should have to live their life like that, right?
What's crazy is on the surface though, I was like, I'm not even stressed.
Yo,
But you're like, I'm not even stressed.
into himself. He would be, I'm not even stressed. Bro, I'm not even stressed. And I'm like, bro, it's cool, man. You know, let it out. I'm not, but I'm chilling. Look at me.
Yeah, look at me. I'm vibing, bro. Yeah. But like also I think there's a lot, especially my mom being a nanny for like rich people. Like I see like the daughter that they are raising, and it's just like there's a lot of stuff that like she could probably have done by herself, but like her parents just like don't have enough faith in her to be able to get it done to like the level that they think she needs to get it done, so they like just do it for her. And it's like she's gonna eventually have to go off into the world, and she's not gonna have, or like I mean maybe she will have her parents behind her, but like she'll have to, you know, like have people write her essays for her and shit like that, because it's like she's never like practiced that skill, she's never grown in that like skill, and she was never given the space to grow in that skill, right? So it's like everyone's suffering, but it's like a different way, and like some people definitely are suffering more than others, but I feel like, I don't know, you shouldn't be breaking out in hives, period, is how I feel.
That's like a question I always ask myself, because I feel like, you know, I've gone through struggle, and I've got throughout my life and stuff, but I've always like at the end of it I'm like, man, that shit was crazy, because now I'm a better person or whatever, and I know
Exactly.
this about myself.
Yeah.
And now I can do it. But then I be thinking like, that's what I feel like the struggle is what saved me. But then what about someone that does, like, do they I don't know, like, are they just not succeeding or something?
I feel like they're just getting it done by, you know, somebody's doing it for them.
Yeah, but that's not living, bro. That's
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? I feel
Listen,
like
everyone got their own thing. And the whole thing is like your internal motivation, like it's gonna be different for everybody. Everyone is coming from a different place. No one lives the same two lives. Like it's only, I think, hurts yourself to like compare yourself to those people, and it's like you're never gonna be in that situation. So I like try not to think about it. Like, oh man, what if I just had parents that were like professors? Like everything would be so much easier. But it's like I don't, and there's nothing I can do about it. So like, why am I gonna stress about it?
That's facts.
So
It's really a waste of time to even think about it, to be honest.
yeah.
Like I could think about it, oh yeah, but it's not gonna do anything. So I might as well just
Exactly.
keep pushing. That's
Mhm.
facts. So actually, I remember what my question was. So the way you guys do the Triplicates podcast, right? You guys are just kind of sit down and you guys just start talking about yourself and like how everything's going. So it gives it a feel where you're like just sitting in the room while you guys are just talking, kind of like we do. You know, we try to just make it feel like we're just chilling, right? We're having
We're
a good
just chilling,
time.
yeah.
So why did you choose that kind of style instead of like something where it's kind of like, question, answer, stuff like that?
Yeah. So I, maybe unsurprisingly, listen to a lot of podcasts, and I like sat down and thought about like, okay, these are the kinds of podcasts that I listen to and I like listening to, and like they're usually, I won't listen to podcasts where it's just one person. I don't know why. It just like doesn't feel, it just sounds like someone's just talking at you and you're like, this doesn't feel fun. So like I was like, I definitely want more than one person on it, because I think it does give that feel of like, oh, we're like all just having a conversation and I'm just like in on the conversation. And like some interviewee podcasts are like okay, but I think they could be, I think something that limits them is maybe the skill of whoever's doing the interviewing. And like when I was in high school, I did like communications and broadcasting arts. Like that was like my program that I was in. So like we did learn about like, like how to do journalism and like how to interview people and all that stuff. And I think something that a lot of people struggle with is that you have these list of questions and you're like, I have to ask the next question, and they're not listening to like what the person is saying. And like they could have dropped like a gem at the end, and like if you weren't so focused on having to ask the next question, like there's something you could dig into a little bit more that they dropped, or like, oh, like, whoa, you just said this thing, like can you expand on that? Like, hold on. And it's like it takes you off of what your script was, but it's like it's a good conversation. That's like something, if you're definitely interested in it, someone else is going to be interested in it. And like now they just like don't get to hear that part of the thing because you were so focused, like, okay, question 3 is da 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 da, so yeah, so we have like an outline, but like we don't script like the middle of our podcast at all. It's just like, oh, these are like some things we want to talk about. If we get to them, we get to them. If we don't, we don't. But like it's just me and my friends talking and just being like, oh, did you do this? And sometimes I learn a lot about my friends. Like we never really have some of the conversations we have on the pod are never conversations we've had with each other of like, oh, like where did you go to school? Like I know where they went to school, but like what lab did you work in? Like, oh, like how did you even apply? Like how did you know to do that? Like those aren't conversations you normally have with someone anyways.
Yeah.
So it's like it's interesting even for me to like have those, and I am like generally learning something with everybody else that's listening.
That's one thing that I love about podcasting with guests, or is that we kind of have the chance to learn from each other on both sides. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, we're talking, and this is for people to learn about you, but at the same time, I'm learning a lot about myself. Like I know you guys did an episode with because I know you guys do a rotational program right at the start, and now you've already chosen your lab. Now you're in that lab, right? So, but at the start, you were doing a rotational program, trying to find out where you wanted to go, and you guys had somebody that already was 3 years into their program, and you got to ask them a bunch of questions. And I'm probably thinking, I'm listening, and I could feel that you guys are like, oh, actually, I have this question for myself. Let me just ask this person. It's like, so you're getting information that's useful to you as well. That's probably my favorite part, to be honest, because I'm learning. That's my favorite thing already, is to learn. So I'm getting to learn for somebody while having a dope ass conversation at the same time. So I definitely love that. I agree that when you hear some like, damn, that's something deep, you get the chance to just dive in. That's why we try to come in with no time, because we don't know how long it is gonna take to go through all the circles and the trials of the conversation. Because by the end of it, we always be coming out like,
yeah.
damn, bro, that was a crazy combo, bro. That was a good time. I learned a lot. So I love that. And I love that you guys chose to do it like that.
Thank you.
That's like the feeling, bro.
That's the podcasting. He always be like, yo, that's what podcasting is about.
It's about, yeah.
That's what he does.
Yo, that's the greatest feeling ever. Where you're just, I'm telling you, it's simple. You're just talking. You know what I mean? But talking could be dumb. You know what I mean? Hey, you know, whatever. This like small talk.
Yeah.
Like, what's your favorite color? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you know what I mean, or something, whatever. But then when you dive into something and you get to like truly connect with someone, and you're like not vibing, but like you're just like
getting into it.
You're like in a different world together. It just fucking, it's crazy. And then when you get to real like reflect on that whole. It's like a high without getting high, bro.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying?
That was me the other day when we did the Real Relate, bro.
Yeah.
So we had some guys on, and then I asked them a question, and it was like a question that they always ask on their podcast. So then when I asked them, they got hyped. They were like, yo, and that got me hyped. I was like, yes. I was like, yo, this is the feeling. That was like, I was high without being high. Yeah, no, I feel that. Yeah, I feel that.
That's like what like, bro, I'm telling you. Yo, the funniest like clips or whatever from like Joe Rogan is like when Joey Diaz does the get that fucking ranch out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like moments, bro. It's like timestamps. And like just create like amazing moments just through talking, though. That's what I'm saying.
I think that the interview thing where you're reading off the script, it doesn't give you the chance to get passionate. You know what I mean? Like when what gives for me, I think what makes the best of a podcast is when somebody's talking about what they're passionate about, and you can see it in their eyes, bro. It's the eyes. They're like talking serious. I don't know how many times I've been listening to somebody, and then a flash of the vision that they're talking about pops into my head, and I was like, bro, I got it. You know, I see.
I got it. I'm here.
I got you, and that feeling is great, because like, yo, we're all just doing this, bro, and to see somebody talking about their passions, like, yo, they care about what they're talking about, like, yo, that's beautiful. There's nothing better than that. So that's why, like, I seen you talking about science, and like you're like, oh yeah, yo, I've loved science since I was, young. I was always interested in how the light hits the eyes. I was like, yeah, bro, I remember that one. That's so crazy. Like, how the hell are we seeing stuff? That's so crazy, bro. And it's like, yo,
bro. And okay, not to get wild, but like literally everything that we do, everything we think is just because like salt is going back and forth in cells in our brain. That is actually true. That's it. Yeah. That's it. It's potassium going in, sodium coming out, and like now we can think every time I move my hand, it's like a bunch of little salts had to go back and forth in these cells for me to be able to move my hand. Salty banana. How did that happen? Yeah. How did that happen? That makes no sense.
The way what she's talking about is neurons. They they communicate with ions of particle like sodium and potassium. It's like electricity, to be honest, because they're ions.
That's what I thought. I thought it was.
It is. It
like-
is.
like-
Yeah, it is electricity, but you have to move like the ions, like the salt, some of the particles in the salt like have positive charges, so like you move them in and out to like either the cell is super positive or super negative, and then like changing whether or not like what voltage it's at creates like the electricity to move down. So like just by moving stuff in and out of the cell, you create the electricity to like be able to think, to be able to move, to be able to talk, like all of that. It's just stuff moving in and out.
But all right, I got a question.
How did that
It might
happen?
be like goofy, but like, you know how like bananas got like mad potassium.
They do got mad potassium.
Like if I eat like a whole fucking thing, a bunch of bananas, am I gonna be like extra active? Am I
I mean,
gonna,
that's not a dumb
you
question.
know what I mean? Am I gonna be like supercharged?
This is biology.
I'm
This
sorry.
is your
This
question.
is biology. Okay. As
Oh,
someone
no,
who's
no.
not a neuroscientist, I don't think so. You definitely could screw yourself over by not eating enough vitamins. Like that's why you have to have like some amount of like vitamins and minerals that come into your body, because like your body uses them up, or like, you know, you need more. But I think they limit, like they definitely control the amount of potassium that's in there. So it's like
Isn't there
putting
such
more
thing
in
as
isn't going to do it.
Isn't there such thing as a potassium overdose too? Like, can't you die from too much potassium? I'm pretty sure.
I'm
'cause
gonna
isn't-
Google that right now.
Isn't that the needle that like the what they use to kill people on death row? I'm pretty sure is potassium chloride, and they just like inject mad potassium.
Oh my
chloride
God, you really can potassium
overdose. Yeah.
Oh man. you
So
guys
no,
got
don't
me
do that.
stressed. How
Don't
many
do that.
fucking bananas?
But that's
do I
not.
no,
But that.
you-
Whoa, that's hold on. It's not just by eating bananas.
Nah, yeah. I don't think you can do that from eating mad bananas.
Nah, I'm
You got-
I don't
'cause
know
I'm
about
telling-
that.
I know. I'm pretty sure. I seen an article that said that people that like the injection that they give for people that are on death row is that
Yeah.
they inject them with potassium chloride, like a large amount of that. But we use potassium in our bodies, so like it's just not. We don't need that huge large amount. And if we get a lot at the same time, that's when you get overdose.
Oh, okay, yes. So actually, maybe you can, but I don't think eating bananas will do this, because it's like not directly into your bloodstream. But like apparently the you know how we were just talking about like, oh, the salt has to be like, they control how much is in and out. So when you do the potassium thing, what it does is it messes up how much salt is inside and outside of like the heart muscle, which muscles also works on like contraction and everything. Is also like a calcium or like a salt gradient too. And because it like floods it like messes up the like how much is inside and outside, and that's like how people die, is like cardiac arrest when they get the
Don't,
too
I'm
much
about to never eat a
potassium.
banana
I
again,
know.
bro.
I might
No, I eat a banana every morning. You're gonna be okay. Everything's okay in moderation. Just don't eat like 18
Damn.
bananas.
But yeah, see, this is stuff that's like I think is cool. You know what I mean? Like people like just talking about stuff like this is what I think is very interesting when you're learning. Like you just learned some shit right now.
I just
And
learned
then I
something. I didn't
learned-
know that was what they
Those
injected. I thought they
bananas,
were
ladies and
bro.
gentlemen, this is wild. Nah, play.
No, I didn't know that's what they injected people with. I thought they were injecting them with like poison or
It's
something.
because
You know?
I see this is another.
Bleach or some shit,
Honestly,
right?
yo, this is actually something I wanted to talk about like a long time ago. It's because I seen an article where somebody was saying that something about Dasani water, that they have that Dasani water, the way they make it is like there's potassium in it, so that if you drink Dasani water, you're gonna die because they have potassium in it. And I was
Okay.
like, wait, what? I was like, yo, and then what they said, they cited an article that said, oh, what kills people on death row is potassium chloride, and that's why if you have too much potassium, you're gonna die. So they're saying,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I was like, bro, what are they talking about? They're making it seem like I drink a bottle of Dasani, I'm gonna freaking collapse on like right there, and it's because people. And I was like, and it was like an article with mad
I
likes.
actually do
Remember this?
It was on a story, right?
Yeah, it was on somebody's story, and
Yeah,
it was an
okay.
article with mad likes. People like, yo, Dasani water is trash. I always knew I shouldn't drink this, and I'm like reading this, and I'm like, bro, if you had any background, just a little bit in science, you would know this is bullshit. Bro.
Yeah,
like like what you're reading is an exaggeration that they're trying to take it and make it some clickbait shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because. And I swiped up on the story. I was like, yo, this is funny, like this and that. They're like, yeah, Dasani water is trash, right? I'm never drinking that again. I was like, no, it's funny because people are really thinking that this is true when people are taking potassium freaking, what's it? Yeah, like the vitamins, like the vitamin pills. people are like, yo, you got to take your potassium every day. You need tons of, and they're taking potassium chloride pills to freaking get potassium in their body, and then they're talking shit about the Dasani water when you're actually taking what kills people, but just in a smaller amount. And I'm like, yo,
That's it. That's the thing. It's all about the amount. Like anything, like if you get too much oxygen, you'll die.
yeah, that's
Like,
that's why, tell me how much. Tell me what's the percentage of oxygen in the air?
I was gonna say 100, bro.
No, it's 21%.
21%.
79% is nitrogen.
Okay.
That's obviously that's 100, and there's also like carbon and stuff in there, but no. But the majority is 79%, right? 79. I want to say 79%.
I don't know. That's outside of my field.
No, I think it is.
He said, I'm right. Don't worry about it.
79% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. If the oxygen amount changed, we would die. Because
We're
we would
weak.
we would be poisoned by the oxygen. It would be too much oxygen in our stream.
That's insane.
That is why, another thing. I don't know. I'm just talking about crazy.
Go ahead. Do it.
Now. But somebody was saying, yo, my biggest fear is that dinosaurs are gonna come back and kill us all. And I was like, bro, that's literally impossible. They're like, why? I'm like, the reason that there was dinosaurs and they were so big was because the amount of oxygen in the air back in the day was so large that they had the amount the capability of being so big. So if a dinosaur was to be born today with that size, they would take one breath and die because they didn't have enough oxygen.
They just aren't built like that.
They ain't built like that.
So Jurassic Park and all that shit.
That's bap. That's bap rap. Yep. That's lies. That's straight lies.
Lies.
Jurassic Park could never happen. It could happen, but it would not. It would be like a pseudo dinosaur. It wouldn't be a real dinosaur. It would be
and even
image of a dinosaur.
Yeah. And like even like whales and stuff, like they're that big, but like they had to evolve with like the change in the atmosphere to like be able to like maintain that size. Like it wasn't like that's the whale, it's always been that way. Like they have to adapt as things change. Like they wouldn't be able to adapt to like all of a sudden having new oxygen.
Bro, this stuff is like legit.
Science.
Everything is calculated, bro. Everything is calculated. Like, you ever heard about like how life started or something like that? Like the first bacteria. No, it did not start with a chicken or an egg, bro.
Oh no,
it probably started with.
You know that the chicken or the egg what came first?
Yeah,
The egg.
Yeah, but.
Or I guess the chicken. Who knows?
Probably it had to be the chicken, I would say.
Yeah.
No, it'd probably be the egg. It'd probably be the egg.
An egg with a mutation, and then
that
it was the
turned
first
into a
chicken.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
egg got
exactly.
hatched by a fucking
A pterodactyl.
pterodactyl or some shit. Yeah. Then they
Yep.
got
Their
out
birth
there.
is fine.
No.
Yeah.
But I was talking about how like the contents of the earth, like there was just I think was it mad carbon, and then like the first bacteria breathed and they made the first oxygen particle, and then that started a whole cycle until the oxygenation of the earth. And
Yeah,
then
there's a great oxygenation event.
Yep, the great oxygenation, and then that went to a ice, right? Like a ice age after, because then everything.
I
got
think
cold.
that there's a bunch of different ice ages, but like there definitely was a point where like it was like the thing that bacteria made, like it switched to all of a sudden there's a bunch more oxygen. But I don't know when that was aligned with the ice ages.
There was a time also where plants were huge, like huge,
Yes.
because there was so much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So they had the capability of being freaking ginormous, bigger than trees.
They were large. Yeah.
Very, very large. But see, that's just because the contents of the atmosphere was different. Now it's perfect for us to be alive, to be here. And it's so crazy. Like if we, as the Earth, why is the Earth 3 planets away? Because it has to be there. If it's anywhere else, it won't work. It wouldn't work. We would all die. And if we didn't have the atmosphere that's protected,
why do we want to go to fucking Mars?
I mean, that's
Okay, I have a lot of feelings about that one. We shouldn't be anywhere, but it's okay. Yeah,
what do
but
you-
yeah,
what-
everyone's like, oh, let's go live on Mars. It's like they have a little atmosphere. Like you wouldn't survive. You would have to be underground like the whole time because like you have no protection from the atmosphere. It's like so cold and it's fine.
You can't make an atmosphere?
No,
Is that goofy?
I don't know. I'm sure
probably
someone
can.
will want to, but you know what? Like we fucked up the Earth. We don't deserve to go fuck up somebody else's planet. So let's stay our asses here and try to fix our atmosphere before we try to go make someone else's atmosphere.
So you think like Jeff Bezos and
Yeah.
Elon are
On
goofy?
record, those are goofy men. They just doing it for clout. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, I'm gonna go to space. You know what you poor people can't do? Go to space.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
They're like, yo,
That's
what do you poor people can't do? What I'm doing.
That's why, like, I understand, like, in their field, but why do we even pay that attention then if it's goofy?
Some people are into that. Some people are like
I
they
wouldn't wanna
stan
go to
Elon.
Mars. I want to go to Mars.
I don't know.
Why do you
People.
wanna go to Mars?
Yeah, why would I?
I mean, I think it's cool. Like, if somebody was like, "Yo, do you want to go to Mars?" I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm down."
Yeah, I'd be down.
you-
It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
Why are you talking all that wreck about Elon?
I'm just listen. I'm saying we shouldn't try to live there. That's how I feel. We shouldn't be out here being like colonizers, being like space colonizers. Fuck that.
Oh, okay.
That's facts. Stay in your fucking lane. You know what I mean? But if someone, that's the whole thing. It's like, I was like, oh, for a long time, I was like, I want to be an astronaut. And now I'm like, do we deserve to be in space? Like, I'm fine with staying on the ISS, like the International Space Station. I'm good. Don't send me to the moon. I don't belong there. That's not my space, bro.
I think that's that's just humans being human. Look at history.
Yeah,
Like,
sure.
I have this land. I did this. Now let's go colonize somewhere else. Let's go somewhere else to see what's happening. I
That's
think
some white
what's
people shit, bro.
happening Now we're just
It's greed.
yeah, we're here, right? And we're fucking this rock up, and now it's like,
Yo, look at that rock.
Let's
Look at that rock. Let's go look at this other rock. Yeah, but I don't think it's not fair though. It's not fair.
I do
It's not
agree
fair.
though. That it's, but at the same, like, when do we deserve it then? Like, are we gonna have to go through like a whole thing where it's like, yo, we just fixed the Earth, now we can go to Mars? Like, nah. I mean, I think of it like this, bro. What, you ever use a plastic fork?
Yeah.
Then we can go to Mars. You use a plastic fork, you use it once, you throw it away. That's the Earth.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. We're all contributing to this shit. You're right.
Exactly.
You're right. You're right. Okay.
Everybody does it, so it's.
I
like,
see
yeah,
you. I see you.
Let's just go to Mars. That's how I compare it to. You use it once, you throw it away. You don't even think about it again. You think I'm thinking about that plastic fork I used June 14, 2017? No, I'm not thinking about that plastic fork. So that's how it's gonna be. People are gonna be on Mars. Yo, did you know there used to be another planet called the Earth? Who gives a fuck about that planet now? That shit's on fire and freaking volcanoes and shit are
but you
erupting all
said
over
you're
the
gonna be
place.
living underground and shit. So like, what's the point of that? Cooling.
I don't know. You get to be alive, I guess. You know, climate change gonna come get us. Like,
That's a fact. That is 100%.
It's gonna get us. It's not even a question anymore. I think it's
yeah.
It's just
R.I.P. our children is fine. Whatever.
That's why I'm like, yo, do I even want to have kids, bro? Like, I literally, as my kids' kids are gonna be doomed.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm dooming my kids' kids if I have a kid.
Maybe I feel like that's like a part of life is to have like.
Yeah, a part of life is to put my people in danger. You were just talking about how you want to protect everybody in your family and everything, and now you're telling you want to just put
Yeah, but I would want a little me, man. Like, hey, this is right, bro.
your little guy's gonna be like this underwater because of global warming, guys.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like, hey, that's me right there, you know? And give them the gems, you know? Whatever.
Give them the gems. Someone's got to receive the
give 'em
gems.
You gotta hold your breath. That's what you're gonna be
Okay.
saying. Hold your breath. Okay. You're gonna be like,
One
yeah,
second.
I used to go
Hello.
to Florida. What's Florida? It's underwater now. That's what it's gonna be. Yeah.
Hold on. My roommate is calling my name.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. Oh, Paul?
Yeah, do you need anything? I'm going to Trader Joe's.
Oh, no, that's so nice. Wait, if they have ice cream sandwiches, could you get me ice cream sandwiches? Okay, thank you. I love you.
Give me one too.
Yeah, me too.
I was at Trader Joe's this morning and they didn't have my ice cream sandwiches, so I came home empty-handed, and that was
Oh, man.
disappointing.
Yo,
Yeah.
real quick funny story. So like I just moved out of my mom's house, and my
Mhm.
roommate, I opened the bottom fridge. It was like eggs, water, and then I opened the top fridge, nothing but ice cream. I was like, bro, what the
The
fuck?
essentials.
What are you eating?
The essentials.
What do you eat?
pizza rolls. Fucking
Okay. Talking mad shit, bro. For what?
Bruh, that stove's never been turned on, I bet.
Nah, it has. Not by me. But it has.
Oh man. Oh man.
You just need an air fryer.
Mm.
You just need an air fryer.
That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah, for pizza rolls. Yeah.
Yeah.
What, I don't want to eat pizza rolls on a daily basis. That's
Do
probably.
you
not
cook?
good. Huh? Do I cook?
Yeah, you cook.
I mean, I make breakfast.
Talking a lot of shit for someone that don't cook.
I can cook. I just.
You don't cook well.
I think cooking is inefficient. Why am I gonna cook for 45 minutes for me to take 15 minutes to eat?
I see you. I hear you. I also hate cooking.
Yeah.
I'm anti-cooking. Let me microwave some shit real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Legit, it'll take you how long to set up? Then you gotta cook it, wait for it to cook. Then you gotta prepare it, put it on the plate, and you eat it. 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Then you gotta do 30 minutes of cleaning. I'm like, bro, it takes me an hour and a half just to freaking eat a little meal.
It's the experience.
Experience?
So, yeah, some people are really into like the whole process of it all. Not me,
Not me.
but like I hope to find someone that is, so I don't have to do that.
That is a great idea. Yep.
Yeah, dream big.
Air fryer, bro. Microwave, bro.
Air fryer is another thing that was just because of science that they're like, yo, now it's an air fryer. Isn't it just a convection oven? I don't know if you know.
I think it is just a convection oven, but they just rebranded it.
Rebranded as
for
an
the-
air fryer.
The people.
Fryer Pro X Max, some shit.
Pro X Max, 18
it's just-
knobs.
all it's doing different is I think it just makes the air circulate
In the air fryer.
in the air fryer, and that's why it like fries it up. I just know it's like a convection oven though.
Yeah.
Convection just
Yeah,
means that it's like moving. It's like moving.
Mhm.
The heat.
Yeah, the heat, and then it's an oven. So it's like now the temperature is more uniform throughout the whole thing because it's
Mhm.
moving around. I think it's the way it's like the way you cook it, but it's just an oven. I thought it was some crazy shit like some radiation. But nah, it's just a regular
That's
oven.
I was like, how are they frying it with the air?
Yeah,
I was confused. It's just an oven. Yeah.
Just the oven with
It's just
like a fan that moves the heat.
hmm
Oh.
I'm so
See,
sorry
bro,
to break your heart.
That's another thing. Oh my god!
I'm telling you, I thought an air fryer was like essential.
Dude, science for me, it's not even about being smart. It's about using your knowledge as tools, bro. Like
That's
how
it.
many things? Like another thing, you ever had Cetaphil, bro? You know Cetaphil, like it's like lotion, right?
Mhm.
They have a Cetaphil.
Oh.
I you gotta quote me on this if I'm wrong, right? I looked at the bottle. It said daily face moisturizer. Then it had a daily body moisturizer, right? The back of it, you look at it, it's exactly the same. They're just branding it as two different things, so people will be like, "I need one for my face. I need one for my body." But if you look at the back, read what it's made out of, it's the same shit. But if you don't know that, you'll fucking buy two of them. Like, yo, I don't know. Stuff like that is where I'm like, yo, you need to know science. I don't know if that's important to you.
I might have done that shit when I bought shampoo and then I bought the
Well, conditioner?
no, I bought the 2-in-1 shampoo thing.
You
and I
can't
bought
do
the
that.
Body wash shit. And so
Why would you buy the 2-in-1 and the body wash?
the 2-in-1 conditioner, fucking shampoo, and then the body wash.
I
And
know,
then
it's
Okay, I dated someone that they would just use my shampoo as their body wash, and I was like, this feels so wrong, but they're probably the same things.
Those are a little different. I mean,
But it's just soap.
Soap and shampoo are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But 'cause I had a professor that worked at what's the Johnson & Johnson, the one that makes like
Okay.
like all that stuff.
Yeah.
baby stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, they do a lot though.
I know,
Mhm.
They do like Dawn,
They did a shot.
Tide, stuff like
Mhm.
that. Like
They did
got-
make the shot.
they
They made a shot.
oh they did make a shot. Yeah, they made a shot. But yeah, so it was like that soap. The difference between soap and shampoo is like soap scum.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
Like in
I don't
your
really know what
showers and
soap
stuff?
scum is, but it's like
Like calcium, no? Like
yeah, it's like calcium that sticks to like the walls and stuff in your shower. That's why it's like gross.
Calcium in your teeth.
Calcium.
hmm It's all the same. It's like a mineral.
Calculus is the
Calculus
shit
is the shit in your teeth. No.
That's not true.
No,
What?
calculus
Calculus is a math.
It is a math. It is a math, but it's also a like
The gunk in your teeth.
yeah, it's when you know, like the
Sticky shit.
tartar in your teeth.
Okay. Yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
turns hard. It becomes hard,
Okay.
and then it's known as calculus. My girl's a hygienist, so. that's
Okay.
what she
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
I was about to say, yo, I was about to put you. Yo, it's because his shorty's fucking this and that, bro. Because you were, yeah, you know, the calculus, acting like you know. That,
I do know that.
He
stuff.
He knows.
I can't. Now that
He
she told me, I can't act
listens.
like I know it.
He listens to women.
Yeah, that's facts. I do listen to women, but so I think that soap and shampoo is like different. It doesn't create soap scum, because if you use like bar soap in your hair, it will get like soap scum in your hair, and it will leave all that debris and that gross shit in your head. But shampoo doesn't do that, so it's a little different. It's like less rough. Body wash is shampoo. Well, soap, all it is like a side that it likes water and a side that doesn't like water, like dirt. Because you know, oil and water don't mix. Yeah. So basically, what you have to do is on the same molecule, you have a part of it that likes water, and you have a part that doesn't like water, right? So the part that doesn't like water will face itself towards the oil or dirt that's on your body, and then it'll create like a bubble. That's why you see bubbles in your soap. It'll create like a bubble around the dirt, and then the water liking will be facing outwards, and then it will mix in with the water when you go wash it off, and then it'll take it away, like that. That's soap, and that's all soaps. That doesn't matter for shampoo. Well, conditioner is different because conditioner is adding like dirt to your hair, but it's like good dirt. That's like moisturizing. Yeah.
What? What the fuck?
Because dirt is like, I think it's like positively charged, like the oils and stuff is usually like positively charged, and then the soap is like negatively charged, which will come get it out, and then conditioner is like positively charged and it adds like moisturizing effects to your hair. So, but it's like supposed to be, it has like the same like idea of dirt is like positive, you know what I mean? But that's why you can't put shampoo and conditioner in the same bottle. So
That's yes.
2-in-1 is technically worthless. Yeah,
it's trash. I'm sorry. You should listen to your friend.
That is why you don't have hair. Actually,
that's probably why I don't got.
Oh no!
Oh God!
Don't use that Head and Shoulders, bro. No. Damn, I just started spitting science facts out of nowhere, bro. Spit some science
I love
facts.
it.
Spit some science facts.
Oh my gosh, I know so many things. Can I just spit some jellyfish facts? It's like all I'm thinking
Spit some
about right
jellyfish
now.
facts.
Okay. So first of all, jellyfish are old as fuck. They're like older than dinosaurs, older than like everything. So
Older
like the
than,
first
like, alligators and like
yes.
Ah.
They're old as fuck. So like basically all of like life started like in the ocean. So like a lot of the like animals in the ocean like predate like anything that's ever been on land.
Yep.
So like coral that's like still alive, and like sponges that are like, they're like technically animals and they just like are like filter feeders and they just eat stuff. Like that stuff is just so old. It's like wild. So there's a lot of cool things about jellyfish. One of them is that there's some jellyfish, so they have 2 stages of life. And they're like, there's one where there's like little polyps and they stick to a rock and then they like bloom off and then they become the jellyfish that like you see in the ocean. And there's one, it's like they call it like the immortal jellyfish, that like it can just, when it becomes a jellyfish and it's like, oh, this shit sucks, I'm in a bad place, I'm just gonna go back into my little polyp state, and then just like regenerate, and then just does that forever.
And they
so
can
that's
just last
cool.
Forever.
I mean, that's what they say. That's what they've been. I can't.
They're legit immortal.
I can't. That's what they be saying. I'm not gonna go back.
Genetic, bro.
Also about bacteria. This is something I think about a lot. So bacteria, what they do is they copy their DNA and then they split up, right? So all bacteria are related. All of them.
Yeah.
They're all like, they all came from like one bacteria that like split up and then just kept splitting up. That first one, exact. Well, yeah. It did all, like, everything is just one bacteria. We're one bacteria. Like if you go back far enough, like we're just bacteria, but like big.
Does this stuff not hit you like
yeah.
breaks? Like I'm just like that's crazy. Like that's how that stuff hits me. Like another, like the one that about which one is the one that you gotta know this? You know how it was like a bacteria ate another bacteria, and then
Yeah.
What was that? and then the one of the is it the mitochondria or what?
Yeah, the mitochondria.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, you can explain it because you're.
Okay, so you know how everyone's like, oh, the mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. What
That's
like
how I
they
learned it. Yeah.
Yes,
I wrote that
exactly,
shit in the
exactly.
notes.
What it was is a long time ago, one bacteria ate another bacteria, but the second bacteria that was like inside the first bacteria like never died. So it just like was basically like living inside this bacteria. And mitochondria, they're so powerful because they have their literally their own DNA. In all of your cells, your mitochondria have mitochondrial DNA. Like they're chilling, they're doing their own thing. And they're able to produce so much because they like originally they had to be like self-sufficient on their own. So that's why they have like all these systems to create like all this energy, is because they were originally just like a cell by itself. And they just like were chilling enough in this big cell that they were like, no, it's fine. And then there was a cell that had eaten a mitochondria, and then it ate another bacteria that was photosynthetic, and that's how you get fucking plants with chlorophylls.
Yeah.
Dude, is it like bricks, dog? I'm telling you, like, crazy. That's so crazy. And then all those little cells work together to make this body.
Yep. How?
How? And they
It's-
just know to stay. That,
Yeah.
yo, I'm part of Jason's body. Yep, I gotta do this.
Gotta
I gotta
do
beat
this
his
thing.
finger today.
Yeah.
Bit his finger. You guys got me like fucking.
You see,
Yeah.
bro, I don't know. I feel like I gotta go to a bunch of kindergartners and just be like, yo, these crazy facts, and they'd be like, I'm gonna be a scientist. And actually, let me ask you that question. So if you had, let's say, like a 7-year-old, I'm gonna make it a girl because you know you are a woman that's representing us. Let's say a 7-year-old girl, she's like, oh, I want to be just like you when I grow up. What would you tell her? What do I have to do to be just like you?
That's so cute. First of all, I love that. Yeah, I think I think the thing you have to do is try your best, and I think that's all you can do. But yeah, I think if you wanted to do science, it's try to do okay in high school, get yourself into a college, and it doesn't matter if you go to a community college and then you stay there or you transfer or something, but like you can do science literally anywhere too. Like you don't even have to go to school. I don't know if you guys know this, there's like community or like either they call it citizen science, but some people also call it like community science, where like there's a bunch of scientists that like outsource a lot of the like data processing. So like I used to go and online there's this one thing where they have like pictures of like monkey blood, and you would just count and see like what type of like white blood cells that they had, and you would categorize it for them, because it's like a computer can't do that, but like also there's just so many samples, like it's too much for one person to do. And then also like you learn about stuff, and now I'm like contributing to science, and I like, you know, you don't have to have a degree to like look at this blood sample and be like, oh, that's a macrophage, oh, that's a basophil, whatever, and you're like helping these scientists do stuff. So like you can do science whenever, but if you want to do research, like the biggest place to do research is at a university. So you know, try to get yourself into there, and then just email people and email people and email people, and if they ignore you, email other people, and don't worry about it, just email people, and that's it.
That's facts. Get yourself into that room.
Yeah, that's it. A lot of the struggle is just getting yourself there. Is like getting your foot in the door.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful stuff right there. I actually didn't know about that. What can you talk about that more?
The community science?
Yeah, the community science.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's
degrees and stuff to even be in a lab room.
No, I mean they let me in there like a freshman. I hadn't even taken a biology class, and they're like, yeah, you can go pipette some stuff in the corner, and I was like, okay. Yeah, but like for the community science, a lot of it's online, and maybe I forget the websites now, it's been so long, but I can like go look for them again. But I'm sure if you just Google like citizen science or community science, and there's a bunch of different projects. There's a lot of like animal traps that like you look at the, like if like the motion sensor got set off, you like see if there actually was an animal there, if it was like just a bush, and you just mark it as like yes or no, and then it goes on for like someone else to, you know, actually like mark which animal was there at what time, in like the Serengeti or like whatever. And there's one where you're like looking at, there's like space ones where you're looking at like if there was a gravitational like detection in this data, which is like a lot different than like just looking at blood cells and stuff. But there's like something for everyone to do and kind of get into and really feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself, which is like all that science really is. It's like contributing to like the global knowledge base, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely recommend people do it, even if you just do like one thing once. It's like, oh yeah, look, I like helped somebody.
I'm about to do that just for fun too.
It is. It's just fun.
Yeah, bro. You get to learn. You get to
Yeah,
help.
why not, right? I didn't go to chemistry. Might as well go now, eh?
Might as well go now. Exactly. It's never too late to learn, and you don't have to learn in a formal setting. I think that's the thing that a lot of people like get caught up on is like you can learn a lot just by like finding the resources around you, like YouTube and like going to the library and like reading books and stuff. Like you can learn a lot from that too. You don't have to have a professor like staring down your neck while you're like trying to take a test.
That's stressful, bro. Legit, you see me. He called me on Monday. I had a midterm on Monday.
I fucking hate you, bro. Don't call me
I
again.
did
I
not
was
say
like,
he calls me and I'm like, and I'm studying for my test and I had a homework due for that test, and what was on the homework was on the test, and I wasn't understanding what was on the homework, so I was like, yo, stressing, trying to figure out, yo,
I call him.
I need to make sure I understand this.
I call him like, hey, buddy, man, my best friend, bro. How are you, man? How
you
doing?
He
How
does
you
actually
doing,
talk
man?
like that on the phone. It's
Yo.
pretty annoying.
How you doing, man? I fucking hate you, bro.
No,
And he
he calls
hung
me.
up.
He goes, yo. I was like, yo, bro, I'm busy right now. Like, can I call you later?
I was like,
He-
yo, let me
no,
toss you an idea real quick. Just real quick. All right. I was like, hey.
And then he tells me like 5 different things. Like,
No
yo, we gotta do
way,
this,
bro.
bro. We gotta do that. We got the podcast with Amanda later this week. Yo, we got this. I'm like, yo, bro. I was like, yo, bro. That's
Don't even talk to me.
I was like, bro, that's too much to think about right now. And I hung up. I was like, I can't do that
He
shit.
goes, there's like a pause. And I'm like, hello? That's too much to think about. Click. I was like, yo.
That shit's stressful, bro.
And then he calls me after. What's up, man? How you doing, buddy?
It was after the test already. That's why. I already took the test. Dude, I think that's just like a stressful thing that happens, bro. Like, cause when you're taking a test, especially like a midterm, where you're like, yo, this is 30% of my grade. Like, if I don't pass this shit, I'ma fail. Like, yo, you gotta get this shit done. Like, yo, that shit's stress, bro. I think that's the most stressful part is the chance for failure. It's not even the stuff. Like, yo, I understand the stuff is like, am I gonna fail? That's what's. Nah, I don't want to fail.
I don't know. I think like if you're prepared, like for example,
I wasn't prepared. I mean, I was.
That's why he's stressed. That's why he's stressed.
By the time the test
I'd be
came
stressed
around,
too.
by the time the test came around, I was prepared. But before that, when you called me, I was not prepared.
It's like podcasting, bro. You know, like if you don't study up on your guests, how the fuck do you expect to have a good? You're gonna be you know.
Facts.
So what do you like to do?
Yeah. What's your favorite color?
So when you guys have guests, how do you prepare?
Okay, so most of the people we've had on are like our friends, are just like other people in the program, and that's been pretty cool because like we already know like something about them, but like maybe the questions we get into are things we haven't specifically talked about. But yeah, like I definitely know like okay, like this is the lab they're in, this is like kind of what they work on, and like I know usually like if I'm bringing them on for an episode, it's for like a specific reason. So like I know maybe a little bit about the situation, like oh they're advised by 2 people, or we just did an episode, it's not out yet, but like one of the next episodes coming out soon is going to be people from like non-traditional backgrounds, so people who went to undergrad and then like took some time off and then came back. So like you kind of have to know like a little bit about that. But like I talked to one of my friends that like I literally hang out with him every week. I have lunch with him every Tuesday and Thursday, and like I never knew half of the stuff he was telling like on the podcast. I was like, whoa, oh my god, like what? So
Why is that? It's like you never get into the good conversations when you're just like
Because
chilling.
it never comes up. You know what I mean?
I guess.
it's kind of deep too, like to just be like, you know, you eat lunch on a Tuesday. It's like, so why did you transfer school? Like what happened? Like why didn't you go? You know, it's kind of like it's like really personal to be all up in someone's business like that if they didn't ask for it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. I'd be like, yo,
You
what
like-
underwear are you wearing right now?
No.
Nah, it's like yeah, it's like, you know, regular conversations. Like you talk about the pads or whatever. You talk about whatever
Yeah.
is like in the world.
I don't like small talk, bro. Personally, I like to have conversation like that. That's deep, and you're like,
Yeah, no, but you
Yo,
gotta
learning
build to
some
that. You
crazy
can't
shit.
just be like, "Who are you today?"
You got to build like trust. You got to build
That
trust
is true.
first. I think that's the thing. Like I'm not going to share my entire life story with like strangers, you know? So it's like you got to build like the back and forth, the like, oh, I trust this person. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
now we
that-
can get into like it.
I feel like that's why there's like that point. And there's like a point in podcast, and Jason always says, where like the guest is comfortable and we're all just chilling and we're all just talking. Because there's a point where we don't know each other and we're just talking.
we're just like, yeah, hey,
Filling it out, yeah.
It's like we're just like getting to know. But like there's like a point, everyone's relaxed, chilling, and like not that and the guards are just lowered. You're just cool. It's the same thing with people. You're not gonna ask them about like some crazy shit first question, and you're just chilling in the line at Dunkin' Donuts.
I mean, I feel like that's why people be looking at me like I have 3 heads. Like, they'd be like, "Yo, what is this dude talking about?" I mean, like, bro, like, see that question for Marvin Gilmore? I've been wanting to ask that question for mad long, so that when I asked it, like, I needed to ask it. No matter, I don't care. I just met you. I need to ask you this question because, so we today's actually Veterans Day, right? And there's this guy. His name's Mark. Earlier today, before there's this man. Great man. His name's Marvin Gilmore, 97-year-old World War II veteran.
Who's done it all?
Who's done it all? Legit. He like started a bank, first black-owned bank. He like started the first black-owned airline. He like he did a first black-owned liquor license in Boston. Was it Boston? And now he has the first
Cambridge, the first black-owned liquor license in Cambridge.
In Cambridge, yes.
He owned a jazz club for 50 years
called the Western Front.
He now owns a dispensary. At 97 years old, opened a dispensary.
He opened that 96. Well, 95,
96,
right? 95.
Well, the idea came about like 4 years ago.
Yeah. But he's still in his 90s, still getting stuff done. He's met Nelson Mandela, Barack Obama. Like he
went in the room with like Bill Clinton and all.
He a star.
Yeah, he is legit a living legend.
He's like, he's like I always look up to like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X. Like he's like one of them dudes.
He's in their ranks. He literally is in their ranks of individuals, right? So he's been living this long. He fought in the war, and he has a book. The book is around here somewhere.
Yeah.
It's called the Crusader for Freedom, I think.
Marvin Gilmore,
the Crusader for Freedom.
And then there's a whole bunch of others.
And it's like an autobiography a biography because somebody else wrote it about his life and everything. And it's a great book. And like the only question I had like through reading the book was like, yo, he's working to better the world. Is the world really getting better? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's been here through decades and decades and seen he has seen the worst of the worst, and now he's seeing. I mean, that's why I asked him like, is the worst of the worst? Are we actually better than that now? And like I'm telling you, I just met him today, and I had to ask him that question, deep ass question, right? And I was like, yo, I asked him that question. I was like, are we getting better?
And he paused and went.
He legit went like that. No.
I
was like, I was not expecting that. I was like,
not at all. I was like, what?
He's like, you know what? I think we're actually going backwards. I was like, what? I was like, damn, what are we doing wrong, bro? Like, damn. He starts talking about how back in the day I didn't have packaged meals. Now they have packaged meals. You know what I mean? He's like, it's the institution trying to control you. A lot of conspiracy stuff. That's probably true, but like. He starts talking about all that, and I'm like, but like, it's crazy.
But he also talked about that the fight is still going on.
Yeah.
He talks about that. He thought after World War II, we just fought he thought it was gonna be over, but he came back and you still had to fight internal wars with
within race,
all this stuff, and he says we're still fighting.
And he's 97, and he still feels he got the same fight that he's been fighting his whole life. And I'm
damn.
Just,
damn, what are we doing out here, bro?
That he literally said, he was like, I feel like I fought the war for no reason.
Damn.
Like, yo, you fought World War II against Hitler, and he feels like it was for no reason.
He stormed the beaches of Normandy
on D-Day.
Damn shit.
Like
he did it. He's done it. He's lived a good one, a crazy one. I don't know about a good one, but definitely a crazy one. An insane, successful life for sure. He's a great man. Veterans Day. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just met him and I wasn't afraid.
You just say things.
Question. I don't know. All right, but that's Marvin Gilmore. He was also doing a book signing, so he was gonna answer any question that was thrown at him. I'm talking about like you're just chilling, and then you're like, I don't know, you're at McDonald's, bro, and then the dude next to you is, I don't know, whatever. You're just like, hey, man. And you ask him some crazy ass shit. The dude's gonna.
What's the one time your friend betrayed you? You're like, hold on, whoa.
What?
Wait, what do you mean?
No, like you can't just ask someone like, oh, was like the one time your friend betrayed
that was
you.
the
You know what I
question?
mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like the one.
You're like, whoa, what the fuck is she saying? Exactly. You're like, I don't know her. Why is she pulling up to me like this?
Yeah,
When did my friend betray me?
No, you don't have to answer that. It's okay. But like, you know what I mean? It's like that's kind of personal. Now I gotta like go through my trauma with you. Like, who the fuck are you?
I mean, I'm not afraid, I guess.
Nah, real quick, this dude he looked at me like a stranger.
Oh my god. He swears I looked at him like a stranger one time. I was like, I still was like, yo, I don't even know what that means.
Yo, man, I'm telling you, this is my boy. It's my home dog. And I don't know what I did to him, but this dude looked at me like in some way. He was like, yo. Like, you know what I mean? He looked at me. I was just like, hey, yo, this dude looked at me like a stranger.
He legit was like, he felt betrayed that day. So
I felt
basically what
betrayed,
happened was we were like leaving and my parents were already asleep. So I was like, yo, shh. I was like, yo, don't talk until we're outside. And then we get downstairs and he's like fucking talking up a storm, like, yo, shut the fuck up. He was like, you shut the fuck up. And I was like, I guess I looked back to him like he was a stranger because he said that.
He said it wrong. So we say shit like that all the time. And he goes, shut the fuck up. So I thought he was just playing around. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You know, looking around with him. Don't fucking do that to me again. I was like, yo, dude, why are you looking at me like a stranger, bro? Yo. Nah, but it's cool, man.
And then we get back inside and he's like, yo, bro, you looked at me like I was a stranger.
What's up with that?
Stupid face. And I started dying because I thought he was joking. I started dead at, I'm like, and then I look up after laughing and he's looking at me like this.
Nah, that was crazy.
He's like,
I felt betrayed.
nah, bro,
I was like,
being
yo.
dead ass. You looked at me like I was a stranger, bro. And I kept laughing. I keep thinking he's joking. And the whole time, he was never joking.
He's dead ass.
I was like, yo, I've known this dude for years. And he never gave me like that look. He gave me like a look like when, like you're at a club or something and someone bumps into you and you don't know them. You're like, hey, buddy.
You're like,
you know what I mean? One of those.
Yeah.
He gave me one of those. And I was like, whoa, I thought we were.
It's because you were talking crazy in his house.
You were talking crazy in my house.
Nah, but the thing was.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut your friction ass up.
Shut your friction ass up.
Oh no, I broke him.
Oh man, you got him on a fit. All right. So what does dancing mean to you?
What does dancing mean to me? Oh, y'all was all up in my Instagram. I saw you.
Yeah, no,
How did you see?
I commented, but yo, she had bars, bro. It was like feeling like Floyd in this Mayweather. It was posted in May. I was like, hey, yo.
So you said what?
I was like, but like the fire. I was like, crazy dog. I was like, yo, feeling like Floyd in this Mayweather.
So you rap too?
No. No, I just dance. Yeah, I don't know. I started dancing in undergrad, literally the first week of undergrad. And I wanted to dance because me and my mom had watched before I moved away. We watched Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, and I looked at that and I said, I'm going to do that. And then I did. And I was like, probably like my best, like, oh, like I can do anything was like being able to be like, I want to do this. And then like actually being able to do it. And it was like, I don't know, my entire friend group was from all the people I met from dance. And I did it for like 4 years. I was a part of a bunch of dance teams. I was like president of a dance team. I like choreographed. And I'm super sciencey. So like to be like, have a like creative outlet was like super, super important to me. And like, I was never like good at like drawing. My mom and my brother are like artists. Like they can do anything with their hands. And that was like not me. And I think I struggled so hard to find like that part of me. So like when I did find dance, I was like, this is it. This is me. Like this is like me being able to express myself and like be able to like listen to music and like do, you know, like just feel the music and like vibe. And I got to meet like a bunch of people and like make a lot of friends. And I don't know, the pandemic was like trash because like you don't want to be 6 inches away from someone and breathing their air. But me and my friend from my PhD program, we like meet up every Tuesday before bachelorette and like practice dancing bachata, and it's like it's great. It's like I love it a lot, and it makes me feel, I don't know, it makes me feel human. So.
Yeah, that's facts, bro. I think that's so true about like science not being like a creative outlet. Like my professor, I remember one of the first days that I had her, she was like, you guys gotta keep your creativity throughout all of your career, because I lost my creativity. I feel like I can't even. She's like, I can't even be creative anymore. I'm just like so rigid in this, and like she's disappointed in herself because of that. And creativeness, yo, that's like what makes it fun, is being alive. Like, yo, I did that, bro. I thought about that, and only I thought about that. That shit was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. I love that.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
I'm a good dancer too, no bullshit. I'll be
Okay,
like
okay.
popping and locking on the
Okay.
This dude can pop a split, bro.
I'd love to see that, please.
Pop it out right now.
I'm not doing this. Nah, I can't.
You can
He
send
split
me
like a couple weeks ago.
I can't do
And
this.
he
just out of
split.
nowhere.
Yeah, we were at a club, right? And he's dancing in the middle.
Drop it low.
Mash has clubs open now. We're back. We've been back to
It's
normal.
us too. We've been.
You just don't go?
I go to one that's like outside sometimes, and then we stay in a corner, but like that's about it.
Yeah.
But I'd be out there. We love to throw this ass in a circle.
We be that shit's not fun. So we were like in the middle of the dance floor, and then this dude just pops a split in the middle. I was like, yo, damn. And I was like, bro, I can't let this dude outshow me, bro.
Yo, that's a fact.
I can't let this dude outshow me.
He pushes me out the way. Get out my way.
And I go, yo, everybody open up.
And he
open up
looks
a
at me.
circle.
I can't let you outshow me. I'm like,
No, that's lie. He didn't even know what I was about to do. I was like, yo, open up. Everybody opens up a circle. Bam! I hit the split too. Yo, I hit the split, and like he does a split where he goes like this and he goes back up like in an instant. He goes down and up in like an instant.
Yeah.
I saved his life.
So I went
fucking
down
saved his life.
and I wasn't going back up. He grabbed me by the arms. He was like, yo, you got me mad hype. And then like 5 minutes later, I realized I had a rip down my pants the whole way down my pants, bro. And I'm like, and I didn't notice. I'm like mad hype. I'm like, yo, I really hit that split. I just feel like a breeze. And I was like, hey, yo.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a good time, bro. Luckily, the club is dark, so I didn't get.
Ain't nobody noticed. It's fine.
That was just what I'm saying.
But that's what. You're not out showing me ever again. What? Does a split? And you almost stayed down there.
I don't know. I think if you would have grabbed me, I still would have got him.
I can't believe y'all do that. I feel like I would have to like stretch before y'all just going in like.
Nah, yeah, man. Hey, we be doing in some tight ass pants too, low key.
They were tight pants. That's why they ripped. Yeah, nah. I think it's just like fun. Like, you know, I think that's one thing.
It is just fun.
Yeah. This is actually something I was talking about with my girl the other day. She was like, yo, because we went to like her boss had like a party at her crib. Yeah, like her birthday party for her son, right? And we went, and they were like lit. They're Indian, so that like I never danced Indian. They were like showing me how to dance like Indian music. They were like, yo, do this, do that, and they was mad lit, right? It was mad fun. And then she goes like, yo, it's kind of crazy that my boss is like really fun. I was like, why is that crazy? She's like, because like she's a doctor, like she's a dentist, like she's like professional. And I was like, what does that mean? And she was like, well, it's just weird to see them like have fun. I was just like, yo, like that's really the stereotype that people think because you're smart, you gotta be boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like it's the idea. Or serious, like the idea that you see a teacher at a concert, you're like, yo, what the fuck? Why is a teacher at a concert? They should be grading papers or some shit. Like, we're just regular people. Like, yo,
just humans, yeah.
Yeah, bro, we just having fun, bro, living life. I was like, that what? Yo, what's that? I was like, yo, what's that breeze? I was like,
nah, but yo,
it's a huge rip.
I don't do splits like all the time though. That's on occasion.
No, you just every once in a while gotta keep it rare, you know?
That's what makes it when it comes out. It's like, yo, he really did a split. People don't believe him though. That's what it is. They don't believe him because of the way he looks.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, isn't that what people don't believe it?
No, I mean, hey man, I just that's like when you gotta unlock the box, you work that out.
I guess.
I mean that's exclusive, bro.
That's exclusive.
That is exclusive. It's an exclusive fucking But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I'm okay.
I got to the end of my list of questions.
I'm sorry. It's dinner time. I'm chilling, bro.
Good. That's a good time. Yo, man, this has been a great time, Amanda. It's been a great conversation. Just having fun, just chilling. It's time for the messy moment.
Messy moment. Messy moment. Messy moment.
Oh man, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you that shit was insane. The podcast, that's what podcasting.
I told you guys
is
I like
all
science.
about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, this was a roller coaster of so much fun. It was amazing. We got to learn so much about Amanda and so much about her life and so much about her PhD and there's so much. It was so fucking cool. Like, yo, I'm telling you, did you know about a bacteria ate a fucking bacteria and a yo, that shit was nuts. That shit was fucking nuts. Ladies and gentlemen, don't worry in the messy moment.
Oh, wait, real quick. Tell her where you should follow me.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they can follow her.
Ladies and gentlemen, you got Amanda. Let the people know where they can find you at home.
Okay. You can follow me personally on Twitter at AstroAma, and then you can follow Triplicates Pod at Triplicates Pod on Instagram, on Twitter. You can find us on YouTube at Triplicates Podcast, and I think that's most of it. We got locked out of our TikTok account, so don't follow us there for now, I guess.
Man,
but that's okay.
What were you guys posting, bro?
I don't know. Our social media manager just like forgot the password and couldn't get back in. But now we can't get the handle back.
Oh man, you can't do like a forgot password.
I don't know. We're letting her work through it, but you can follow us on Instagram where we
Instagram,
just make
ladies and gentlemen, follow her on
Instagram. Follow us on Twitter. Yeah.
You gotta give her a follow. She's working mad hard, killing the game in every which way.
Check out the episodes.
I'm telling you,
It's a
listen
great
to the
time to listen to.
episodes. It's fucking.
They're hilarious to be
Yeah,
honest.
they are funny.
He'd be dying
Yo.
and I'd be dying.
We're in the messy moment. Messy moment, the time where we reflect and we dive into this amazing podcast that we have with Amanda here. Yo, my messy moment has to be when the joke got flipped on me. Yo, earlier in the show we went, shut your friction ass up, because this dude's over here at a basketball game. The friction of this, the
I thought it was cool, bro.
to have that joke flipped on me, it has to be
Shut your friction ass up. I think it was her, bro. That shit hit. That shit was funny.
That had to be the funniest, like that. Was it a roast? I don't know. It was like it was just funny.
Like a reverse Uno card, bro.
Yeah.
Boom.
To have the joke flipped on me was like the funniest thing ever. I couldn't compose myself, and that's my message. That shit was hilarious.
Yo, this dude's dying when his head is like looking straight up. Straight up. Man. All right, I'll go next. I gotta say my messy moment is just Amanda herself. You know what I mean? Science is a great field, and to have Amanda in it is an honor. You know what I mean? She's getting shit done. She's doing what she's got to do, and she's a beast all around.
Killing.
Not only
fucking
is she getting her PhD, she's helping you learn about how to get your PhD. She's been on NASA publications. Bro, she worked for NASA. Bro, she's a fucking G, dude. And if you are at home and you're like, nah, she's ain't cool, bro, I'm gonna go to your crib. I'm gonna beat you up.
I might just have
to beat you up.
Like, yo, like,
that's just the law of the land, bro.
Yeah, he might just have to. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way after this whole conversation you don't think she's cool as shit.
Nah, you're not like, damn, bro, she's mad smart.
Yeah.
Or at least, damn, she's mad cool. Or at least, damn.
Damn.
All right, you can go next.
What's your messy moment?
My messy moment is just like us going back and forth about these science facts, because like you definitely knew stuff that I didn't know and I knew stuff that you didn't know, and to just like have that exchange of like everyone's in here learning together, like that's just mad cool.
That's the best. I'm telling you, I don't get to do that a lot, and that would have been my messy moment if she didn't pick it, because that was awesome. Like, just to be able to be like, yo, you know this, and then be like, yeah, that's true, and then this, and I was just like, that's it. That's it. So, Amanda, it's been an honor.
It's been an absolute
Thank
honor.
you. Oh, it's been an honor for me to be here. Thanks for having me.
It's the saddest time of the show.
Yeah.
It's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen.
You gotta
It's
say
the time
goodbye.
when we say goodbye Check you later.
Check you later.
Check you later.
Let me stop.